That's why we can't have anything nice.
I know it. Welcome to Sports Nuts.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
I screwed that all up, didn't I? Welcome to Porch Time, live from JT's Construction Studios.
CB got you covered,
Sports
Bob.
Nuts night. We got a full house. Before we get to that, we got some things we have to take care of. Like and share, please. We got a fun show lined up for you tonight.
We'll just put that right on Bob.
There you go.
Corey's fixing a fan because Bob's hot. Bob looks like a big.
Well, he looks like a big.
Looks like he
ball
could
of
play for the
fire on the
Pirates
sky.
back in the 70s.
Wait till we see him here.
I look like Willie Stark.
There you go.
Pops. Only Pops.
Dave
Or I
Parker.
could be Dave Parker.
Yeah.
We'll address it later, but I'm surprised I let you in here with all that Mooresville gold on.
The Cobra is a good
We'll
call.
go at it.
I mean, 5 victories in a row get you that. I can wear that in here. Just saying.
Wow.
My bad.
It just looks like you got our pants on. That's
2 in the
all I'm saying.
playoffs, 2 in the sectionals.
2 in the section.
5. 2
Yeah.
of
Sectional
those 5.
championship last year.
Before we get into fisticuffs,
Possibly.
right? I'll hit him with a bag of beans. I'd like to address something right now that I made a mistake. I firmly
What'd you do?
was the one that aired, and it messed with me all day, and it's horrible. And I'd like to sincerely apologize to these young ladies during a live show with the Fair Queen and Princesses. I promised them $100 for the week.
100.
Normally, if I'm doing that, communicating via phone, I'll put it in text or save it and store it, get a hold of Beth and give them the $100. We were on air. After the show was over, I forgot about it. It was a busy week for us. It was a busy week for them. No excuses. It's my fault. And I sincerely apologize to you girls for not doing that. To take care of that, to try to help out any way we can. We are sponsoring the Fall Foliage Festival pageant, which a lot of the same girls are in, and we've made a pretty good donation to that already today. So, girls, I apologize. Sincerely, there is no excuse. I don't care what anybody tells you. This is strictly on me, and forgive me for that. Dude,
What are we going to do with you?
dude,
You're doing better than a lot of people in this world right now.
well,
Admitting your mistakes.
I would rather do something worse than that than promise something, especially a bunch of kids
Yeah.
that are out busting their butt and then not take care of them.
Yeah.
So-
it'll wipe off.
You got a red one.
$100 is $100. You
I
know.
agree.
Anyway, real quick, our sponsor, American Basement Solutions. Thank you so much. Wellsprings. We'd show the ad, but our IT guy Billy screwed it all up last night, and I'm passing the buck there. I'm labeling it on him.
That's 100% his fault.
Yeah, you agree with me, Corey? You good with that?
Yeah.
There we go. Reps Fitness. Just waiting.
His legs are still broken, though.
Right.
That's right.
If somebody didn't block.
He came limping in here.
Findhelp.org. All this stuff's on here, but I can't get it for some reason. And our IT guy's cutting grass or working his garden. What's he doing?
How's he do that with broken legs?
I don't know.
He got a riding lawnmower.
He's got a rider. He's got the little Forrest
Makes a
Gump with the snapper.
So
with
he's
the
got that going for him.
split wheel.
Stid's Comfort Air behind me. And I think that's it.
And the fan.
Oh, and the fan from Kenny Duncan that Bob broke
Shake
already.
and bake.
Fixed
That's
it.
why I always love Corey, man. He can fix everything. I got the jam. Corey fixed it.
Let's turn it over to the voice of Sports Nuts, Mr. Dean Sisson.
Well, we don't have quite as exciting of a show tonight as we've had the last few.
We've been jamming.
Yeah, we've been on a roll here.
You saying
lately.
Bob's not as exciting as Ted Kitchell?
No, I'm saying.
Dude,
I'm not
that's a
sure.
slap.
Yeah, you
Well,
understand
here's
what
the
I'm
thing.
saying.
I don't try to come in. Dino and I thought of this kind of a little bit, but sometimes, I get busy with football and all that, and I tell him I
Especially in
can't
the
make it.
summer.
I let Dino run the show. It's his show. But yeah, I mean, you get Ted Kitchell on, right? And we got really another exciting guest coming in a couple weeks. We'll hold that right there. But I'm the booker. I'm basically the booker.
I was just getting ready to say that most of the people, most of the talent that comes on is through Bob. But I did get Kitchell.
Yes,
but
you did.
That's
and you
about
got the guy before the IU voice.
Oh,
Chuck Crab.
Chuck Crab. Yeah, that's awesome.
He was really cool. He was fun. He, everyone knows him of his voice, and I knew that he's the assistant athletic director of facilities, and
Dude ran everything.
yeah, so I knew he had a job outside of announcing, but he's in charge of every building on campus. I mean, he could tell you the buildings, the age, where they are, yeah. So
Really?
yeah. So that's his actual job.
Facilities maintenance, obviously, big time. Yeah,
He ran it all.
That's unreal.
And he was talking about
I think they're in the show.
Is that Monty Greason?
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
They're bare. They're not.
It's a loaded question, Monty.
Raw.
I do.
Yeah.
Salted.
I do have my parade shorts.
Depends on the hey, it's 90 degrees right now. They might be a little salty.
Good
You
chance.
retired those.
No,
He
keeps
we got
threatening.
him on
but,
now,
yeah.
And we need to decide on that anyway, but anyway, different subject.
But he was talking about Assembly Hall, and he said, everyone loves it. He goes, but I know all of its warts. And he was telling us all the stuff that's wrong with it and everything. And he said it's an old building and
He
stuff.
mowing the yard.
Yeah, and it was funny. So
What? And he must be looking at his phone while he's cutting grass.
he's got
Yeah.
He's got his
Try.
headphones on.
Yeah.
He's got a selfie stick.
there you go.
How can he walk with those broken legs? Though?
I don't know. I mean, it's rough.
What happened to your legs, Billy?
Here we go.
So tonight we're just going to talk football. Football starts tomorrow. High school football, college football starts.
Does it?
Yeah, I think.
I missed it.
Yeah, and then college football starts Labor Day weekend, right, on Friday.
Yeah.
Or
Well,
Saturday,
actually, there'll be some games.
Wasn't making enough mini.
Money, I think he meant, right?
I hope.
Yeah. Back then it was something from the Scoop, wasn't it?
Juice box.
Yeah, juice box. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ding dong ho ho. But yeah, there'll be some college. We started actually scrimmages for teams were last week, and then but the official opening's tomorrow night. So then the college will be a couple weeks later. You'll have some games early, you know. But then roughly around Labor Day is usually when they try to start.
So I heard there was a scrimmage with Center Grove and Avon.
Yes, there was a scrimmage between Center Grove and the Avon Orioles. Yes.
And so Center Grove won the state championship last year, undefeated, right?
Yes.
And I heard that they're still pretty good this year.
Well,
Avon's got some dudes though too, so it's probably a close game.
Avon usually has some good dudes. I mean, D1 guys. I mean, they really do. But yeah, it was an ugly outcome.
And so Center Grove won that 13-1, right?
Yeah, what you do in a scrimmage is you run a set of plays. There's 3 different ways you can run the scrimmage, and you pick 1, 2, or 3 how you want to do it.
We need help, Bonnie.
They scored. Basically, you run probably 50 offensive plays in that time, and they scored 13 touchdowns.
So when you hear the score 13-1, you think, well, that's not bad. But then you realize it's 13 touchdowns.
Yeah, it was 13 touchdowns.
Yeah. So to 1 touchdown.
It was, yeah. Take that times 7.
Yeah.
And figure it out. That would be 91. If you kick the extra point.
I can get to 21.
Yeah. So 91-7.
91-7 was the final score, folks.
And Avon is probably.
I told these guys when I walked in, Center Grove's officially 7A.
Yeah, they're.
I mean, it's ugly.
He said last year this year's team's probably going to be his best yet.
He did say that when we did have Coach Moore in here,
Yeah.
who's a Hall of Famer now.
Yes.
He got inducted into the Hall of Fame.
And why do you think that happened?
Well, I think because he came on our show.
That's what
I really think that his appearance on Sports Nuts really
Wouldn't be
pushed him over
something
the
if
top.
like
He was.
majority of the coaches that were in here won the state title again this year.
That would be really cool. I mean, I would really
It would
make a
be
connection
awesome.
there. Yeah.
Yes, it would.
So I mean, he had won a lot of games and won a lot of state championships, but he wasn't. I mean, I'm just connecting the dots. He had won all those games and all those state championships and wasn't in the Hall of Fame. Came on Sports Nuts, and now he is. Mm-hmm. I mean, you tell me what happened.
You got a girl going on American Idol.
There you go.
And it just keeps snowballing.
American Idol had never heard of her. She
No.
came on Porch Time, and now she's on American
Now she's
Idol.
on American Idol.
Well, the funny thing about it is after Kitchell was on here, Dan Dockich was talking about Kitchell on his show
The very next day.
the very next day.
Yeah.
I get that.
Dockich, if you're tuned in, you can call in.
Yeah. Did you know they got rid of Big Joe?
Yeah.
Big Joe Stasiak.
Did he-
What's over on? What's up with that?
Well, I saw it the morning they got rid of him, and everybody was making comments. They said, "Oh, he had to say something. Oh, he had to say something." And so I kept reading the comments, but I never could find out if he said
the other
something.
guy went to Boston to WEI. Jeff, that was on there with him. He's a station manager or something up there. He got a better job opportunity, but Big Joe, I like him, man. He's
Yeah.
really good.
Big Joe Stasiak.
Been there 20 years, dude.
Former Colts
He was a
lineman.
Colt guy. Yeah, was with the Bills when their Super Bowl run was on a couple of those teams. Yeah.
Rose O'Neal.
Rose O'Neal, yeah. She's phenomenal.
Yeah, she really
Friend of the
is.
show. Yeah, her story, her parents' story is unbelievable. I've known JB a very, very long time.
Yeah, do you know her story?
The girl from America that's going to American
Rose,
Idol.
yeah.
I don't know her story. No, I don't really follow that genre. Sorry.
Yeah,
I mean, my
either.
wife's a singer.
Right.
You figure I probably would. I know she's a big fan of my wife, though. She likes KJ. She likes
really?
to hear KJ sing. I know that she talked about that when she was in here. KJ mentioned that to me. And so, yeah. So, I mean, but what's her story?
I don't know.
Oh, we don't know?
I don't know. Kevin probably does. You
Okay.
probably know.
I know a little bit about it. We discuss it another day. It's her mom was an excellent singer.
Okay.
Still is.
So through the genes.
Yeah.
There you go.
So she sings in jeans?
I know.
Through the genes. Damn. Tough crowd right now.
Very tough crowd. So tomorrow night, high school football.
Kicks off.
Wow.
See what I did there?
2021. Well, here's the thing. I mean, it's a rough deal with, COVID situations are coming back into play and all that crap.
How's it affecting?
It's not affected anything so far. I mean, our freshman team has had some problems with it a little bit. Contact tracing in the schools is what the deal is, and it's very hard to social distance in classrooms. I mean, it just is. You got 30 kids in there. If you know,
Can I interrupt
Yes.
Mooresville talk for a minute?
it wasn't Mooresville talk. It's just in general.
To me, it's Mooresville talk.
Oh yeah.
Don't. Were you were you in one of them magazines at one point in time for football?
I'm not sure if they had that when I think they did.
The only thing I
maybe.
can think
don't
of
know.
Street and Smith.
I was in-
something came out level below that for sure.
I was in Hoosier
Hoosier Digest,
basketball.
yeah.
But I'm not sure. I think he did the digest back then. I just never really looked at it. I don't know.
I know the
Here we
Mooresville
go.
people are already jumping on. Yeah.
So
Hey, there you go. See? Go Mopai.
when
I mean,
Sounds like a Dodge thing.
yeah.
Mopar.
when my grandma died, we were going through all her stuff, and she had cutouts of newspapers from the 50s, 60s, 70s, all this stuff. And down the bottom, we find a Hoosier basketball magazine. It was signed by Bob, Ryan, Chris, Pat Martin.
That whole team.
Yeah, that whole team. Yeah.
I got it at home.
Yeah, and so I asked Bob, I said,
He took a picture of it and he gave it. He said, "You want this?" And I said, "Do you want?" I said, "You don't want to keep that?" And he goes, "No." He goes, "I'll give it to you." So I got it at home.
fantastic.
It's awesome. It's really cool.
And it
but it
was-
was still in pristine shape.
yes, she had it flattened
Everything.
underneath
She
the
did.
book and everything.
She
yeah.
did. Yes.
It was in my passenger seat, and I turned a corner and it slid off and fell, and I was like, no. And I picked it up and it didn't damage
Yeah.
it, but I thought, she had it pristine for 30 years, and I'm having it for a day and a half.
10
and,
minutes.
But he
Yeah,
dumped it into. He dumped it
Poured
in
coffee on it. and
Yeah,
everything else.
Yeah.
in a ranch cup. Ketchup all over
It's
it.
eating chicken wings while he's driving.
Hadn't had fries in a week, and there's fries all over.
Yeah, grease stained, yeah.
Grease stains.
So how
What's
is
up, Jerry?
Hello, Jerry.
Mooresville
Little
going to
Bill.
be this year? You guys went semi-state last year?
Yes, we went to State last year. We obviously ran into Ron Colley Buzzsaw. We're going to be really good. We're going to be really good. I hate to tell everybody here, but we're going to be really good. I mean, we're very skilled. Obviously, losing the two kids to Purdue offensive line-wise, but we have kids that plug and play. It's a plug-and-play thing with us right now, and I was very happy the way we played against Pendleton Heights Friday night up front.
Yeah.
And last year we had to go both ways on defensive line and offensive line. This year we're just two platoon. So we're going to be good.
And so you lost quarterback, two offensive linemen, and a D lineman.
Yes.
So Tommy O'Connor.
We
went to
lost Tommy. Yeah, Tommy, who's playing baseball at Cincinnati.
That's pretty nice.
Pretty good player, yeah. And then we lost Jalen and Zach Richards went to Purdue. They're both at Purdue now, So the dudes we lost
We're some dudes.
were some dudes, Brecken Green, he went all the way out to South Dakota to go play football. Our running back, and Caden Robinson is playing at Anderson. He's in the mix up there, I hear. He's going to play a lot of special teams.
Nice.
I got a kind of scouting report on him tonight. And, some of those other guys that we had.
Still got that field goal kicker?
No, he's gone. Brock's gone. But the kid behind him is pretty good.
The one that beat us?
No, the guy that beat you guys, he was gone.
He was gone.
Yeah, that was his senior year.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was his senior year.
Hadn't kicked a 23-yarder all year.
The kick heard around the world.
37 yard, I think.
Yeah.
So
But, it is what it is.
Zach and Jalen, will they see time this year? Or
I don't know. I mean, the way the rules are now, you get 4 games to play before you get redshirted. I mean,
you can have to
and
choose.
I told them you could possibly go up there, and if you do good in the preseason, they might stick you in a game. See how you do. The kid from Zionsville started as a freshman last year. I mean, kind of the same deal. But if they see you go in there and you struggle, they can redshirt
This is
you.
at Purdue.
Yes.
Is the portal? Is it the same for basketball as it is for football?
Yeah, everybody. Yeah,
See, I don't like that.
Yeah,
I don't either.
it
I don't
is.
like that.
It is. But those guys aren't. I mean, those guys, they're, they're playing at a different level, man. It's a different, it's just that's a different world up there.
I think it's unfair to the kids though when if the coach gets fired, and
They should be able to go anywhere they want.
yeah, and
Conference,
also
non-conference, doesn't matter.
if they have a good season and the coach gets a better job, and he gets to leave, and you're stuck there, I don't agree with that. I think if the coach leaves, the kids should have freedom to go too. Because
I agree
that's
with
not,
that.
You know what I mean? Now I think it's too open now to where I don't like.
But I disagree with that because here's the deal. And I go to what Matt Painter said on Dockich's show probably about 6 months ago about the big 7'3" kid that went to BYU
Harms.
and the other guard that transferred. He says, you know what? They're not Purdue Boilermakers in my opinion. They did not complete their career at Purdue.
Right.
And he was a sticker on that.
But does he take away the wins?
It doesn't matter.
That's what it boils
You're
down
not
to,
a Purdue
though.
Boilermaker, though. He said you went to another school, you folded your tent, and that's how I feel. So if you go to a college, you have basically told them you're there and you fill out your obligation. It makes it too easy for kids. Hold on, you got a job. I can't take my ball and go to another job unless,
I'm not disputing
better
that,
myself.
but I'm saying wins and losses is what it boils down to.
I agree with that.
So what?
I'm saying if the coach leaves or gets fired, the kids should have more freedom than they used to.
They do.
I think it's
but they
too
shouldn't.
open. I think it's too open now to where
That's
they can
my
just.
point.
Yeah, I think it's too open.
That's
now.
my point. If you want, like back when I played in the Big Ten, if you transferred to another Big Ten school, guess what? You didn't get a scholarship.
You can't get a scholarship,
You couldn't
yeah.
get a scholarship.
Doug's valid point. Is Isaiah an IU player? He left early.
That's true.
That's different. Hold on. That's different. He left to the NBA. No, that's different.
Yeah.
Isaiah didn't go play at Purdue. He didn't go play at Notre Dame. He didn't go play Kentucky.
Purdue'd have a banner if
Sorry.
he did.
I know. That's my point. But see, that's. But you know what I'm saying? That's a different scenario. Going to the NBA and the pros is different. But if you go there because
So
you
Ricky
don't-
Calloway,
Calloway,
Yeah, he's
IU or Kansas?
Kansas in my book.
yeah, he went to
Yeah.
He's a Kansas guy.
Dean Garrett.
He didn't. He's JUCO guy.
Yeah, he's a JUCO guy.
He's a JUCO guy. He's smart. Those are different scenarios. But in my opinion, Ricky Calloway didn't finish at IU. You ask anybody that played at IU. Now, he was an integral part of the national title.
Right.
But you finish your career at Kansas, you're a Kansas Jayhawk.
Did
That's
he win
my
one at
point.
Kansas too?
No.
88 was the next year.
But he probably was
Was it,
sick.
he had to sit out a year
because he hurt his
you
leg.
had to
did he
sit
not?
out, but you had to sit out a year back then, though, Kevin.
To
You had to sit
transfer.
out a year.
But I think he hurt his leg anyway.
And he did.
Yeah.
But back then, if you transferred, it wasn't the portal where you could jump in and go plug and play.
Play right.
You had to wait a year.
I'm just saying it's easy for Doc to say these two kids aren't Purdue Boilermakers, but he sure as hell take those wins that they were a part of.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or I'm sorry, Painter.
Painter.
Yeah.
Painter. But I love what he said, though.
Not disputing that. But he's going to take those wins.
And if you think about it down the road, to Doug's point, like Isaiah's going to get invited back to all the alumni stuff. Those two guys aren't getting invited back.
That's my point.
Yeah.
Isaiah is asked to come back to IU. He was at Knight's thing.
Yeah.
That's my point. They're going to bring
Was he
you
there
back.
at,
yes, he was there.
But he
Isaiah
wasn't
was
at.
there.
I don't think he was at French Lick, was he?
I don't know.
But if you go out and run your jibs like Dockage,
yeah.
Dockage was not welcome. See, that's my point.
Yeah. And Kitchell kind of talked about that a little bit.
Yeah.
He said,
Well, I texted you and said, when are we going to say this? I was texting Dean because I was waiting. But
He said, he goes, I'm not going to dig too deep on this or something like that.
But if,
Kitchell's a straight shooter, though.
that's what he said. Man.
Yeah.
he was really cool. I thought it was interesting that he said Landon Turner was the least equipped person in the world to deal with an accident that caused them to be, but met it head on and fought. You know what I mean? He said he was a baby, complained, bitch, moan, whine, everything didn't go his way. When he got in that accident, everybody was like, "This ain't gonna be good."
Yeah.
And he just
Tackled it.
Tackled something. Something in him said,
Well, I mean, and they take care of their own.
yeah,
In that situation.
Yeah.
Knight had Red Auerbach draft him.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people know that.
Yeah.
Last pick of the second round.
Yeah.
Landon Turner got drafted into the NBA
By the
because Bob
Boston
Knight
Celtics.
called Red Auerbach.
Yeah.
I mean,
Said, do me a favor.
those are the things people don't know.
Yeah.
Do me a solid. You owe me one, Red.
Well, yeah. I mean, but, it's just when you can pick up the phone and call Red Auerbach, you got a little stroke.
Yeah. You got some pull.
You think? Wait a minute. Hey, I got to call Red. Hang on.
Hold on a second.
That was before cell phones.
Right, that's true.
Pick up the landline.
Yeah. You can landline him. And look, how you get his landline number is what I want
He
to know.
probably had it on a Rolodex.
Right.
Yeah, the old Rolodex.
I still got one of those. Don't laugh.
I do too. I got one in my office. No, I do. I like them.
That's funny.
I'm with you.
I can't remember
But
anything.
anyways, we're going to be really good. I mean, we have the potential. Let me say, the potential to be really good. I think our defense will be better than last year. Our defense last year was a little suspect in some areas, but I think we're stronger. So, we got a chance to, in my opinion, we could get back to the Simmons State, which Chittard bumped up to 4A, and them and Roncalli are in the same sectional.
So one of
And
those.
so they get to beat each other up, but we're going to play one of them two, maybe in the Simmons State. Evansville Memorial, we think, is going to be the regional in Evansville, So
What?
that's kind of just, looking into the future.
I know your opinion on this, but I'm still going to ask you. What do you think about the parochial schools playing in the public playoffs?
Get better.
Yeah.
We got to get better. I mean, it's nothing. I played them at Indian Creek when we played Chittard in the Simmons State, and now playing them at Rugged. They're just tough, hard-nosed kids. What's wrong with that?
Yeah.
They are. They're Catholic. I mean, that's their religion. There's really nothing different. They're just good football players, man. And they get it. They're like Center Grove. They get in that they get in a system. They play and play and play, and that's just what it is.
Don't you think for a public school to win a state championship, like all the stars have to align? Like it has to be a special.
It's got to be a good group of kids.
You can't just be really good
No.
at a public school and win. You have to have all the stars align. You have to have everything go your way.
You got to be really good. You got to have luck. Coach Gillen talks about luck. I mean, and if the ball bounces a different way. I mean, here's the thing. We lost 42-14. I'll replay the game for you.
It was 24-0 for you.
It was
But
28.
see,
It was 28-0.
Yeah.
And I'm standing there on the sideline at 28-0 going, we're going to get beaten at Simmons State 75 bagel. I'm like, this is ugly. Well, then all of a sudden, we scored 2 touchdowns. And going into the half, it's 28-14, and we get the ball.
So hold on a second. How did they just took the ball and shoved it down your throat?
So first play, they get the ball in the first series. They go down and score.
Okay.
So Casey noticed something on film that we took advantage of. So we run 4 wide receivers. We run corner routes with smash, a hitch. It's called smash is what it's called. Anyways, we noticed their safety split on the film. Well, we took our running back and just right down the middle of the field. Casey goes, he'll be wide open. Well, he was wide open, but Nick didn't throw it. So we would have answered their first score. So then we had to punt. So then they go score 14-0. We drive down to the 8, 4th and 2, and the offensive line didn't. We blocked a play wrong on 4th and 2. A play we ran all year. We just didn't get it done. So we moved. I mean, we had the shots. And when you play in games like that, you gotta hit them shot plays against good teams. When you game plan something, you gotta hit it. And we didn't hit it. And so, anyways, but like I said, but it's 28-14 at halftime. What do you think Roncalli's looking at each other going, hey, hold on. Well, these guys ended on 28-0.
They've come back.
So we were there. And then in the second half, we missed some drive. I mean, so what I'm saying is...
Didn't you have a chance to tie or even better?
We had a chance to... we fake punted.
I thought it was 28-21 or something.
No, it never got to that. It was 28-14. We had the ball in the 50. And I don't know how, because the week before we threw a fade. Hogan Denny was our backup quarterback, was our punter. So I'm thinking, who scouts us? Does anybody scout anybody anymore?
Yeah.
So Evansville Central, he throws a dime. We get it down, kick that field goal to win the regional. Next week, I look out there and I go, I'm in the headset and I go, hey, Casey, I go, look at that corner over there on Dane Stevenson. Short. I go, call fade. I go, just call fade. He calls the fade. Guys all over him. We see the flag. Hey, first down, here we go, They call offensive pass interference on us.
Were you on the road?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
So here we go. So that's my point.
I mean,
so the 42-14 is a little misleading in a way. They did punch us in the mouth, but we held our ground and came back. So I'm just saying. But if we hit Brecken and make it 7-7, it'd be a different game.
Yeah.
You know, and we dropped a 4th and 4. I mean, I can replay the game right now to you. We dropped a 4th and 4, dropped it right here, boom, hit him in the chest, he drops it. And it's like, just those games, you got to make the plays in those games, dude. It's just, you know,
Drive for
when
show.
you come up with bases loaded, Bake, right? You know, when the money's on the line, do you watch the third strike? You swing at it, you know, swing.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I'm saying. It's just any sport.
Drive for show and putt for dough. You got to make those putts when it's important, you know. So what does Cathedral have coming back? Do you know? Or Roncalli, I mean, what do they have coming back?
They're going to be really good again.
They will be.
Yeah, their whole line's back, quarterback. They're loaded for bear. They're going to be tough. Yeah. But Chittard beat them 31-7 earlier in this last season. 31-7. Wow. I mean, so Chittard is going to be pretty good too. That's why I said they play each other in the sectional, because Chittard, because of the success rule, had to bump up.
So they're in 5A now.
4A. They were in 3A. They're in 4A.
They're in 4A now.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. So I mean, one of them two is going to be sitting. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm kind of saying I think we have the potential to get where we need to be. Don't get me wrong. You still got to play the games.
Sure.
You still got to win the games. You know, and we're in a situation where if we're an injury or two away in a couple positions, it changes a touch. You know,
if you lose the wrong guy.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
I think he means
Jason Hayward.
Jason Hayward,
you ground out the first
with the bases loaded.
So
that happens.
Yeah, you don't know.
Grab on a second.
Yeah, Jason Hayward makes $26 million a year. He's the highest paid player on the Cubs, and he bats like 172.
And they kept him.
Yeah, and they kept him. And he hits
the second.
Smoked rocket ground balls to the second baseman 4 times a night.
End of the shift.
Someone said they were going to. I read it on the Bleacher Report. They said they need to get him a shirt that says 4-3.
4-3. Yeah.
That's good.
If they had him on a prop bet on what's the
DraftKings or FanDuel,
yeah, where you could bet that he's going to ground out 4-3, I'd be a millionaire right now because I just sit there all night.
The odds on that are good.
You're going to hit 2 or 3 of them
2 or 3 a night. Yeah,
awesome.
Right.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Worst contract in the history of the Cubs. So who's your toughest game regular season? Probably Decatur Central.
I think Whiteland.
They're good.
Really?
Whiteland.
They still run the.
Whiteland's really good. Jet Sweet. Oh yeah, they run that offense nobody prepares for.
Don't you play a team in county that's kind of a rivalry game?
Yeah.
Well, it's not really a rivalry.
I mean, it is. It still is. But I mean, you know, it's going to be a good game. You know, they're going to be all right. But I mean, I don't quite worry about them. Let's put it that way. They better be able to score some points. That's all I can say.
So Whiteland still runs the Jet.
I'm guessing 6 in a row is probably going to be pretty easy. I mean, you know, you gave me this form. I got a crow. But anyways,
I should have.
yeah.
Is there any Tracy boys in the Decatur Central lineup?
You know, the rumor has it about Tracy, the Tracy they have.
Family.
He's not been, but this Tracy has not. I've just heard this through the grapevine. He hasn't been in any team photos.
Really?
We don't know what's going on there. Yes.
He probably went pro.
And you know, the funniest thing in the world is we beat them last year after 11 years of losing to them. We beat them up there. And the funny thing about it is our fans, the students on Twitter, guess what they called him? The Walmart Tracy. They go, this issue of the Walmart Tracy couldn't quite get it done this year. Yeah, it was pretty quite funny.
That's bad.
What's going on here? I mean, really? Yeah, well, you still live in the early 80s, too. So.
Well, I got signatures on this one.
Well, I don't know.
When Jerry signed, I mean, that's
worst contract in history.
Why haven't I signed
I don't know about history,
But the Cubs
because
history
Bobby
for sure.
Bonilla is still getting paid.
Yes, greatest guy ever, smartest man ever.
He's the smartest.
June 25th
He's
of every
still getting paid.
summer.
The worst
It's like
contract
30?
for Mets or
ever.
Mets.
But he was the smartest. He gets a check
He's
for like
smart.
1.7 million.
Yeah, every year.
Oh, Vince.
Vince, yeah.
Vince is on here too.
Yeah, that's what.
Vince Burpo, yeah.
That's kind of the point I was making. What Doug said, it's a rivalry, like a hammer and a nail.
Well, they tried to make it that, and they beat us. My first year there, we came down here and they put it on us, and 51-24 or something like that. And then the next year was a really good game. You know, we kicked the field goal to win it. And honestly, if that game would have went to overtime, Martinsville probably would have beat us. They had all the momentum, honestly, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But it's just one of those things where right now we just kind of got it. That was a big win for us and got it rolling for us, really, to be honest with you. It was a big win for our program. But, outside of that, I mean, it's just, you just got to keep playing, keep going.
What do you know about any of the other local schools? What do you know about Indian Creek? You used to coach there.
Yeah. Steve Spinks took over there. He was at Cascade, and he was a defensive coordinator at Whiteland like 5 or 6 years ago. Went from Whiteland, became the head coach at Cascade. We actually scrimmaged them this past summer. And
Really?
they have a couple kids that are pretty good at Murray. His name's Murray, is a really good player for him.
Brandon Murray.
And their quarterback is a really good player.
This is
Very skilled. Indian Creek, yes.
Netherly.
Yes, Netherly. Netherly's a good player. And they got a lineman, number 68.
Braves.
That's a good
Indian
football
Creek
player.
Braves.
They will. Let's put it this way: in that conference that they're in over there they're in the old WIC, and they broke the WIC up into an Eastern Division and a Western Division, and so they play their first 8 games, and then the 9th game is a conference championship game between the East and the West.
Oh, that's
how
cool.
they do it. Now Sullivan's been really good. Sullivan has been good there, and I think they beat Indian Creek last year in that conference championship.
So you're the 9th game, the 2 best teams play each other, 2 second place teams, and 2
Yes,
third place
that's
teams.
exactly how it goes.
Yeah.
Yes, your 9th game is paired for how you finish in
Like
the East
that.
and West.
Yeah,
that
that's
is
pretty
pretty cool.
cool. Yeah.
It really is.
I do like
and
that.
they did that the year after, the first year. Well, the year Mike left Indian Creek, he was there. I got let go at Indian Creek, and then Mike coached one more year. That's when they broke in and did that.
Shut up, Billy.
And they got beat by
Mow your
Sullivan.
yard and get over here.
Hey, I got a question for Bob. I'm going to interrupt. You played for Martinsville,
Yes,
played at Michigan State.
yes.
When you go to a school like Indian Creek, which is tiny in comparison, and the atmosphere isn't the same, and I'm not talking about when you started winning, because then
well,
you're
Mike had it rolling well. I mean, they were winning.
They were winning when you got there.
Mike, when Mike got that job in 2001, I think it was. Yeah.
So when you came on the scene, they were already winning.
Yeah, they had success. Now, they had a thorn in their side. They were 2A then.
Yeah.
So they beat Brownstown Central once in the sectional.
But as a coach and a player that has played in some of the largest arenas in college football,
yeah.
how hard is it for you to get motivated when you're walking on to a field in Trafalgar?
Well, I coached at Sheridan.
Okay.
Which
I mean,
is
it's
smaller.
just smaller than
You know what I'm
Indian Creek.
asking? Do you get pumped
Same-
up? Do you just get
same
caught in the
size
moment of the
field.
game?
You love it.
Right?
Is
Same
it-
size field.
Yeah, I mean,
you got to
it's
measure the field.
small.
Yeah, the bleachers are smaller,
smaller.
but the dimensions of the field are the
The
same. exactly.
atmosphere, everything.
Yeah. No, it's a little different. Small 1A, 2A, 3A football is different. It is, and you can get away with being more vanilla at those levels. Is my point.
Right.
As a coach, you can get away with doing some things. When you get to the 4A level, 5A level, 6A level,
All the corners
you got to be able to. You got to be able to do some different things, adjust here, adjust there, and But
Would you say that's because there's not? It's not that the athletes aren't as good. It's just they're not as many athletes.
there's
on the
not
field.
as many.
Right?
Yes.
Is that what you say?
Yes.
Would you agree with that?
There's not as many. We'd have 60 kids out at Indian Creek. That was a good number. 9 through 12.
Yeah.
But I know, I mean, if you take your ball sack out in the middle of the field and start kicking field goals with it, it's the same distance.
It's the same.
Right.
Well, no,
And it's still competition.
not really, because you got to move your ball sack.
To where
Field
your
goals
kicker-
move. It could
So
be a
it's
20-yard
not-
field goal. It could be a
Well, that's
30-yard field goal. So your ball sack moves
when as you're warming up
as
and
you
practicing.
as you warm up and practice and all that.
True.
So, I mean, that's how it goes. I mean, but it's not. But the thing about it is, like I said, we played Chittard in the Semi-State when I was there. I mean, and Chittard plays. Them Catholic schools aren't afraid to play people either, folks. That's the thing. They go play people. Look at the Cathedral schedule.
Cathedral plays everybody.
They play everybody. They don't have a home field. They just go play people.
They come into the sectionals 6-5, and you think, oh, they're not that
Well,
good
a
this
few
year.
years ago, they went in 2 and.
They got beat by Center Grove.
Well, they went 2-7 a few years ago and won the state title.
Yeah.
That was their 9-game regular season. But they lost to Cincinnati St. Xavier, Louisville Trinity, who's really good,
Moeller.
Center Grove, Moeller. Yeah, look at their losses.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. So it's like, dude, they get ready for the 5A playoffs or 4A or 5A, and because of
It's
that.
kind of like Izzo. Izzo plays people in the regular season,
Yeah.
gets beat, but come March, they're ready
He's
to
ready
go.
to rock and roll.
Yeah. Well, really come January.
Usually it's worked that. Now it's worked against him, and sometimes it's going to.
Hello, Nyla.
Hey, Cathedral had Center Grove beat last year, boys.
Really?
Had him beat. It was 13 to 10.
Yeah.
I mean, Center Grove beat him on the last drive. So,
last
I mean,
year,
Cathedral's going to be Studley in 5A. But, it's just, it is what it is with that.
They got some dudes.
And it comes down to Jimmy's and Joe's, man. It does. There's Jimmy's and Joe's.
You can X and O all you want, but if you ain't got no Jimmy's
If
and
you
Joe's,
do not have the Jimmy's and Joe's,
Yeah.
it's a tough world.
I mean,
So dropping Center Grove and picking up Eminence isn't a good move.
Eminence doesn't have football
Yeah,
team.
they don't have football.
They might
He's
this
talking
year.
Baseball. Maybe he's talking baseball.
Is he talking
talking
baseball or basketball? I mean,
I don't think.
I think he's talking basketball.
yeah, because
The Eel Tank.
the Eel Tank.
Hey,
So
sweet little
Yeah, it is.
basketball court.
the Tavian Jackson quarterback for Center Grove
He's going to Tennessee.
going to Tennessee just recently announced, right?
Yeah. I mean, they're just so Center Grove. We've had Coach Moore here. I mean, they're just the talent, the dudes they have. I mean, they just got dudes, man. They just got dudes. It's unreal.
That's TJD's brother.
Right,
Yes.
yeah, that's his brother.
Yes. And then they got the D
Trace
lineman that
Jackson
everybody
Davis.
wants.
Jackson Davis, yeah.
What's his name on there?
He's
He's a stud.
and he didn't tell us where he was going or hadn't decided yet.
He hasn't decided yet.
Yeah, but
but
he's getting
Indiana's in the mix.
Okay, he's got offers from just about
IU's in the
everybody,
mix.
Jordan Cox,
No,
Peyton Hutchins,
no.
Jacob Newland.
He's a D lineman.
Oh, he's a D lineman.
6'6", 290. 6'5", 290.
Doug
Got
says
it.
Curry.
Curry. That's his name, Curry. Yep.
Doug
Curry
called,
on
he
there?
called Doug.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the day, the Eel Tank was fun. Caden Curry, as
Yeah.
Doug said.
Caden Curry.
That's right.
What's up, Kagan?
He's wanting everybody, or everybody wants him.
Play?
D-line, defensive tackle.
That's a
And
name you. I like that. Caden Curry
Caden Curry on the sack.
on the
yeah. Well, and the thing about it is
Thank
and
you,
they
Kevin.
play, and they're probably going to ramsack the MIC this year, I'd imagine. But normally, that conference is really, really tough. But he's just got such a. I mean, he's got a machine rolling
They're
up.
7A.
In my opinion,
Ain't
Well, look, so
maybe 8.
they got an offensive lineman at 275.
Mm-hmm.
They got an offensive lineman at 295. They got a O lineman at 285. Another one at 265. They got an O lineman at 325. They got one at 265.
I mean,
probably the fastest one out.
Right.
Isn't there a 6'10"? There's a 6'10" guy on there.
Yeah,
6'10".
he's
Yeah,
a
Eric talks
320.
about him. 6'10". He's
6'10",
their right.
325.
He's
He
their
probably
right
looks like a
tackle.
machine there.
Yeah.
I mean, Jesus.
He's their right tackle.
6'10".
Yeah, remember you were.
Can he hoop?
No, I don't think so. I think he just plays
He
basketball.
ain't a Bob Denton.
Right.
No.
Come on.
6'10", 325.
6'10", 325.
Yeah, he's got 7 or 8 guys that are 275 or bigger.
And they're all coming back.
Yeah.
And that's the scary part of that equation.
Doug said he could start all 3 major boys sports, stud and track, and golf.
Yeah,
And golf.
yeah.
Really?
And he's a hooper. I mean, he hoops too, but
Yeah.
I don't know if he didn't hoop this last year. I don't think. But
That's
yeah,
impressive.
yeah. And he's just got guys that, and like I said plug and play earlier.
Yeah.
He's got a plug and play system, man. And when you get to be and that's a good thing.
Kevin says Ron Colley's going to be tough this year.
The Taylor
Oh
kid
yeah, they're going to be
reminds me of
tough.
me.
Well, there's no question. That's who we got to beat. If we want to get to Lucas Oil, we play there tomorrow night at 6. But if we want to get there at the end of the season and play on Thanksgiving,
2 games tomorrow.
there's 2. We're 6
6 and
o'clock,
8.
and then there's a 5A or 6A game after us.
At 8:30.
Yep,
So who you got tomorrow night?
Lebanon.
Okay, Lebanon. And then who don't know who's in the nightcap?
I'm not sure who plays after us. I'm not sure.
Might be Center Grove and Warren
No,
Central.
it's not Center Grove. No, it's not.
I'm
them.
just throwing out
I think it's
names.
Westfield. Maybe Westfield.
Zionsfield and Westfield.
Somebody like that. Yeah.
Noblesville and
do believe
Fishers.
So listen to Center Grove's schedule. They're at Warren Central, home to Decatur Central, at Carmel, Ben Davis, at North Central, at Lawrence Central, Pike, home to Lawrence North, and at Cathedral. And they will probably run the table. They'll probably go.
Unlikely.
That Cathedral game at the end.
Cathedral.
You know, I was gonna say, where's
that?
Was that at
They
South
play.
play? Where do
They
they
play at
consider it?
Arlington.
Like they
A
consider
lot of
that their
times they
home-
play at Arlington. It's just right around the corner there. Yeah. And Cathedral has a really nice practice facility in front of their school up there. If I don't know if you guys have ever been up there, but they got a turf practice facility. Yeah,
Cathedral does.
Cathedral does, but they've mostly played their home games at Arlington.
Yeah, because isn't Cathedral built kind of back in the woods
Yeah,
off
it
of
sits
56th
like
Street?
50. You come in 56th Street there, and you come down. Yeah, and it sits up in the
Back in the woods.
a little bit. Yeah, it's a pretty cool little school.
Yeah, they're not ducking anybody.
Well, that's their conference schedule. Yeah. I mean,
And you probably got like Pike. It's probably
their weak link.
weakness.
Yeah.
That's probably not.
well,
I mean, I don't know how.
I know Pike and
how they
Lawrence
are in
Central,
football.
Lawrence North. I mean,
Yeah.
they're going to be. I think they're down a little bit, but
Those are good basketball
they're
teams.
they're so. Cedar Grove's just so much better than everybody right now. I mean, Avon usually has really good football
I was gonna
players.
say they just beat Avon
91 to 7
Yeah.
in a preseason.
in a scrimmage.
Yeah,
And you run 50 offensive plays.
So let's talk about. There's a mercy rule this year, right?
Has been
There has been.
last couple of years.
Okay.
35. Yeah, you get to 35, the clock runs.
No matter what point of the game, if you're up 35
You up
points.
35 nothing in the first quarter, clock runs.
So they don't shorten the game. It's just the clock runs
Clock
continually.
runs. Yep.
And now, if you score a touchdown, you're up 35-7. Then it goes back to normal rules.
Then it goes back to stop the clock. Yes.
Right on. Have you guys?
Now in the second half, so say you go up 35 in the second half and the team scores to make it 28, they continue to run the clock
In the second half. Okay.
In the first half, if they chisel it down, then they stop the clock. It's just to, so the teams can.
Have you been on either side of it?
Yeah, I've been on the running clock over in Ohio.
Yeah.
We played Clinton Massey when I was at Indian Creek. We couldn't find a game. Somebody dropped us. We couldn't find a game, so we went all the way over by Kings Island. This school was over by Kings Island, and they'd won the state like 2 out of the last 4 years. And funny thing about it is we run 90s deep post first play of the game, touchdown, 80 yards. We're up 7 bagel.
Boom.
We have them in like 3rd and 14 where they didn't need to be because they're a running football team. They were a running football team. And, this is what coaches do. They just remember games, games, whatever. So like we call the coverage, I was the defensive coordinator, we call the coverage, and we told the kids all week, they're going to do this route on this. You tell them, and here it comes. And our corner decides to run across the field, and they run a drag. And he'd have been sitting there waiting on the kid to tackle him or maybe pick it off, but he followed the drag across this way, and they drug it behind him and hit him. He goes in for a touchdown, 7-7. So if we get a stop there,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying we'd have been, but they eventually housed this. It was a running clock in the second half.
Does it go a lot faster?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Ohio's been like that for, I think, the last 10 years.
Yeah.
Ohio's had that rule in effect because we didn't know about it. We were down, and I looked at Mike and I go, what the hell's the clock running for? And the ref told us, he goes, man, we got a mercy rule here.
Mike said, shut up, just let it run. Let's get the hell out of here.
Well, I looked at him and said, I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
Because we had like a 3-hour bus ride home,
Sure.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, it was great scheduling by our AD.
Was it on a Friday night?
was that on Friday or Saturday?
It was a Friday.
So you
We drove over left school early, drove over on Friday night.
played a 2.5
Mike Gillen's
hour
not a
game.
big Saturday game guy.
Really?
My first year there, we played at Heritage Hills in the sectional championship down at Heritage Hills. Of course, you gain an hour going to Santa Claus Lane down there,
Yeah.
But they talked to him about playing on Saturday if he wanted to. And he goes, no, we'll get on the bus and drive down there. And we went down and played them at 7 o'clock their time on, it was 8 o'clock our time. But, lost 7-0.
Similar start to Roncalli. Yeah, started that game. Didn't you guys play one of your tournament games last year? Was like a 2.5 hour drive.
It wasn't at Evansville. Didn't you play?
Madison.
Yeah, what it
We went to Madison. Madison was a 2.5 hour drive. Yeah, our sectional strung out.
Yeah,
And then we had to go to Evansville Central.
Yeah.
And then, but we did, early in the season, Danville canceled because of COVID.
Didn't you play up north?
Played at Leo.
Yeah,
We took that trip just so the kids would get used to getting on the bus, going up there.
That's
yeah,
in Fort
Leo's good football team.
yeah, but that's a haul.
It was a haul.
Yeah.
It's right there north of Fort Wayne. And, we got up there and we beat them
I've
34-17.
driven up that way with you before.
Yeah, up I-69, man. Go 2.5 hours, 2.5 hours further north.
Hey,
Get to this place called East Lansing.
and we're coming back, and I'm driving, and Pops is sucking the ceiling out of the car, just snoring.
My dad
snoring.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Snoring away.
could only imagine.
Well, I'm sleep monsters trying to get me, dude. I'm rolling the windows down, and LA and all of them are asleep.
Oh yeah,
And
they're sacked out.
He's sawing logs, and I'm like gripping that wheel. I'm like, man, I gotta wake up. So I go to pull myself up when his old caddy,
Yeah,
the wheel didn't lock
that
in.
old silver caddy.
And I pulled up on that thing and went. Those three come out of that seat. Your dad was like, "Hey!" I was like, dude, what? He goes, "What was that? You reckon?" I was like, "No, it's the steering wheel."
Yeah,
I died laughing. Elliot was dying laughing.
good days.
I can't stand those people falling asleep while they're driving.
Yeah, yeah. What? 600 miles in, he takes over for 6 miles, goes to sleep, and I go, dude,
Get out of the wheel.
Yeah. And then Steve Sloan still, Sloan, Sloan that rode down with us.
Yeah.
He still talks about how he had the top down and was freezing his butt out, man. Yeah.
So we go to Myrtle Beach one spring to play golf. We leave on like Thursday night. We're going to play Friday, Saturday, and Sunday and come back. So Bob's like, I drive from like here to Indian Creek. And he goes, hey, you care if I drive? I said, no, it's fine with me. So he takes over and he drives. We get to
Well, I'll give you 18 miles, and you did drive from here to
first,
Indian Creek. The first leg.
Yeah. Whew, I'm spent.
Yeah.
Bob, you can take over.
It's 5:45. Can you take over? So Bob drives for like the next 9 hours, all through the night. We're somewhere in South Carolina, and he hits me and he goes, "Hey," because I fell asleep about Louisville.
Right.
Yeah, so-
More like Columbus.
Yeah, he wakes me up in Columbia, South Carolina. And he goes, "Hey, you need to drive, man." He goes, "I got to sleep." So I said, "Okay." So we pull over, go to the bathroom. I get a Mountain Dew, some bag of chips, whatever. Get back on the highway, drive about 2 minutes, hit the rumble strips. Bob jumps in. He goes, "What are you doing?" I said, "Oh, I was messing with the radio, man. It's all good." So drive about another 2 minutes, hit the rumble strips. And he looks
The
out.
guy falls asleep 2 times in 6 minutes. It's like, yeah,
So he said,
killing me, Small.
"Pull over. I'll just drive the rest of the way."
Just take us home.
Yeah. So I drove about 5 minutes and we switched back.
I think you already answered that. What Jerry's asking there. Parochial schools, should they just play each other?
Well, they could. I mean, but the problem is you'd have travel all over the state. I mean, that's, it is what it is. I mean, it sucks, but I mean, I think 4 of the 6 state championships were Catholic, parochials.
Last year, yeah.
I mean, but, what are you going to do? It's just, the IHSAA isn't going to change it. They're not going to.
No.
I mean, it's just that, they're going to do how they want to do it. And in my opinion, you should seed the sectionals. I mean, because,
I agree with that.
I don't like a team that wins 3 games.
Getting a bye.
Well, or gets a bye or gets the host. And they hosted, like we had to drive to Madison, who won 3 games. We're, 8-1. To go down there and beat them 48-0.
Yeah,
I mean, come on,
host,
man.
Yeah.
I mean, make them drive to us because so stuff like that. And it's an 0-9 team gets the host of sectional.
Yeah.
No, it should be seeded. Baseball, basketball, all should be seeded.
It's just like in softball. I mean, 1 year.
But they love their blind draws. See?
Yeah.
They think that's the greatest thing. It's like, no, dummy, because you could have Ron Collins Chitard playing the first round of the sectional.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's not really fair to either
Right.
of those teams.
Yeah.
I mean, but it is what it is.
What'd she say? What not say? Yeah, they're loaded in wrestling too. The parochial schools.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So you buying into IU or not? You think they're for real or not?
I think they're pretty good. I think Coach Allen's done a good job. No, I think he's got it going on the upswing, man. Everybody, wants to come and play for him. Now, on the flip side of the coin, he's still in the East. He's got to beat Ohio State, Michigan, Penn State.
Yeah.
And when Michigan State's, they weren't good last year, but he's still got to beat those teams to really have a chance. If he was in the West where Purdue was, he'd be sitting in the catbird seat, in my honest opinion.
Let's answer this real quick. It's
Yes.
back to high school. Doug asked, should baseball, basketball have 6 classes? My cousin Jerry's on the Pioneer staff. Wish you good luck.
Oh, Jerry Good, yeah. He
play
just joined our staff, yes.
They play Lebanon tomorrow.
Lebanon.
Should baseball,
At the
basketball have
Dome.
6 classes?
They probably should. I mean, football's a different monster than basketball and baseball, but you still do have those schools with the bigger enrollments and stuff like that. I mean, I think they're talking about in basketball and baseball actually going to 5A.
Because right now there's 4.
There's 4A, yeah, just 4A is top level. So like Martinsville, Mooresville, they're in 4A. Well, they only have, what do we have, 1,400 kids? Mooresville has 1,200. We can't, but you're playing Whiteland and you're playing Carmen. I mean, teams like with 5,000 kids, Warren Central. Yeah.
Coach Joey spoke about that in here.
Yes.
Over time, how we should have won some state titles back in the day.
There's more kids that go to Carmel than go to Butler.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, Carmel's bigger than Butler.
Wow. I did not know that.
Yeah.
Who does Martinsville play? Martinsville plays Bedford at noon Saturday.
Saturday.
Yes. So, but I think Allen's got a great thing going, man. I mean, and if he can get, their preseason 17, I thought they'd be a little higher.
Yeah, I was surprised by that.
Mm-hmm.
But
I still think that thing weighs that them being in that Eastern Division of the Big Ten.
Well, and I think too.
Their crossover games, are Iowa,
Michigan, or no, Michigan's
there.
Yeah,
they're all. So they got Minnesota is a crossover. They're in the West. Well, obviously they're going to play Purdue.
Yeah. But I think they're ranked 17th because, and Cincinnati too, Dennis.
Cincinnati,
yeah, it's really good.
Why schedule? Why does the Big Ten do this to either one of them? Why does Iowa have to play IU right off the bat?
It's because they expanded the schedule.
Yeah,
but I mean, you couldn't squeeze them in there week 2, week 3.
I say
give them a warm-up game.
Iowa doesn't get a warm-up game either.
No, I know.
I say find out.
I'm telling you, a team don't sleep on is Western Kentucky.
Yeah.
They're not bad. I mean,
and Cincinnati. When I think when IU scheduled Cincinnati, they didn't.
Spartans have Northwestern too, right off the bat.
Yes, they do. Well, everybody opens up. Well, hold on.
No, Purdue plays Oregon State.
Purdue plays Oregon State.
They still got Arizona.
Purdue, yeah, that's somebody had a typo there. I don't know who.
They don't play Big Ten until
Purdue.
They don't play.
I think it's supposed
Notre
to
Dame opens up with Florida State.
Yeah.
Week 4 is Purdue's first Big Ten game.
So
that's weird. Yeah, it used to be you played 3 preseasons, like and then you went to your conference.
But it's when they went to the when the Big 10 became the Big 17. You got to get that extra.
Wait till next year when it's the Big 23.
Yeah,
you got 3 conferences:
Jesus,
SEC, Big 10, and West.
Yes, everybody west of the Mississippi,
West,
then the Big 10,
who left?
And then the East Coast.
And then the East Coast.
Yeah.
Who was the 2 that left the Big 12 and went to
Texas, Oklahoma.
Oklahoma did?
Yeah.
Texas and Oklahoma are going to be part of the SEC now.
Yeah.
So,
wow.
So, well, I'll get to that in a second. But okay, so I poo-pooed IU. Every year they tell you, oh, this is the year, and it never is, including last year. And I didn't buy into them last year, and I'm still really hesitant this year to buy in.
I worry the target's on them this year.
Yeah. But
Well, they're not going to be able to
sneak up on anybody.
Yeah. I mean, they're not going to be able to do it. It's going to be tougher. It's going to be.
But
teams
Is he
are
healthy?
Penix is healthy.
I almost called him what we call him in the group text.
Yeah.
They say he's supposed to be back for week 1.
I think he'll be back.
Yeah, like Jerry said, everything west of Kansas is one conference. Right. But I think the reason that they're ranked 17th is because they laid a turd against Mississippi State last year. They complained that they didn't get a New Year's Bowl game for a month.
Yeah.
So then it's like, okay, go down there and show everybody that
they didn't play very well.
But that kid wasn't prepared. I didn't think that kid they had at QB. He's not Penix. He just didn't look healthy. Didn't he have a torn?
He had experience come from Utah.
But didn't he have a torn muscle or rotator cuff or something?
I don't know what
he tore something.
He couldn't throw for me to Bob.
Yeah, but you can't sit there and complain about it.
No, I'm with you.
And then go lay.
I'm with you.
That's tough to do.
Shouldn't make your defense suck.
Yeah.
No. But Mississippi did a lot of this stuff too.
Mississippi State was average.
Yeah, they were not very good. They were like 5-6 or 6-5.
Yeah, because of COVID last year, you had teams with 2 wins.
Yeah, getting
and
bowl
3
games.
wins in bowl games, and that was a joke.
Yeah,
and then you had some people playing, winning the Big Ten that didn't have enough games to qualify, but we made the special
they've already
rule.
announced they've won the Big Ten this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Which
next year too, right?
You know what? Here's the deal. That's the world you live in.
Somewhere helps.
Nobody will get that ball sack we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
And say no. You won 5 games. 6 is the criteria.
Yep.
You know who agreed with that rule last year though?
Who?
Jimmy Hupp. So.
Yeah.
Well, that's why his nose is bigger than the ball sack.
And I get it why the Big Ten did it, because it's all about money. Because IU's not going to be playing in the national championship game, but Ohio State would be. You know, I mean, I get it, but
Yeah, but
stay clean. Don't get COVID. Wash your hands. Wear your mask. Stay away from people. I mean, this is the rule they made. I mean, when I get pulled over for speeding, I don't get to say, "But I'm in a hurry right now."
Yeah,
And the guy goes,
but I got a meeting in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Go ahead.
Oh, well, in that case,
Go
then never
ahead.
mind.
Exactly.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
You know, hey, officer, I only drank 12 beers. I should have drank 10, but I drank
I agree,
12.
Jerry.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah,
They pull you over, you're still going to jail.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm just buzzed. As the story
buzz
goes.
driving. Yeah. Well, I ate a sandwich.
So
Yeah.
who's
I drank 8 beers with
who's
it.
how you got QB besides Penix this year? Is Tuttle's still there?
Yeah, Tuttle's
He's
there.
still there?
That guy's
Okay.
still there.
And then they got a freshman that came in
The
that's
freshman's supposed to be pretty good.
supposed to be good. Yeah.
I mean, realistically, you look at
They
the
got
schedule.
a ton of good recruits that come in.
Yeah.
From all over.
I
the
mean,
country.
considering what they got, I mean, Iowa, it's at Iowa.
Right.
Tough place to play.
Yep.
Tough way to open the season.
Yep.
They'll beat Idaho. Cincinnati.
It'd be
You can
tough.
start 1 and 2.
Honestly, you could.
I mean, then you got,
You could be 3-0 though, real easy too.
well, they could be.
Yeah.
And then Western Kentucky. Then you got to go to Happy Valley. And they think they got screwed last year on the call.
Yeah. On the
I mean,
dive,
think about it. I mean, I don't know how good they're going to be.
They can cry all they want, but they gave away the game the last 2 minutes.
Oh, they did. Oh, there's no question.
And they lost the next 4 games anyway, so it
Yeah.
didn't matter. Didn't they start like 0-5? So who gives, whatever.
No, I'm with you.
Yeah.
So, this is something I wanted to ask you. What's it like at Happy Valley? Like going in there, play that or Michigan?
Oh, it's loud, dude.
Yeah, that's what I wanted. Yeah.
Penn State's loud.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if they're going to have 103,000 or whatever they get in that place, but
Most
it's probably the loudest place. Now, when they close the horseshoe up, that place is loud. But, I mean, Penn State's the toughest because the sound has nowhere to go because it sits in a valley.
Yeah.
And it sits right on top of you. The crowd's right on top of you. And
You play a night game there?
I played a night game there. And
They do the
we
whiteout.
played against Kerry Collins and that
Oh, wow.
crew that was
Nice.
undefeated.
Choppy Fields.
John Carter. Yeah, they were really good. And then the next year we had them beat at our
Yes, Jerry, he's
place.
still there.
We had them beat at our place my senior year, and we lost on the last play of the game. We were up 17-14. They threw a touchdown to win it. Then my sophomore year, they killed it. Well, the year we played, they had Collins in them, but we lost like 56-40. I mean, we put 40 on them.
Yeah.
Their defense was kind of average.
But
that
you
year.
had some offensive weapons.
We had some
though, too.
dudes. Yeah,
we had some NFLers
and
out
then
there.
we had one year we had them down 37-17, and we lost. That was a tough loss to them. So, but anyways, but Penn State is just they're Penn State, and that's a tough place to play. Big House is when you walk in the Big House, man. It looks so big on TV, but it sits in the ground. So when you physically see it, you're like, man, this place is as big as what it looks like on TV. You know.
So how much is it above ground?
I would say maybe 20 feet,
Really?
30 feet.
Really?
The
So
top of the stand, like you walk down from the locker rooms are at the top, you know, and you walk down into a bowl.
Wow.
So
So that's deceiving, yeah.
yeah. So when you see it on TV, you're thinking this place is monstrous, but no, it's in the ground. Like Ohio State is up,
yeah.
and Happy Valley's up, so that noise stays in. Michigan's noise goes pretty much out of the place because it's
Now, when you walk on that hallowed ground at South Bend, how's that feel when you just walk out there? Is that amazing?
well.
Is it a good feeling?
I played in old Notre Dame Stadium
Before
Well,
they
when
put
it
the
was 50,
extension.
59, 58, 59,000.
yeah, but still.
Oh, it was cool. No,
Notre
it was
Dame
awesome.
Stadium.
Yeah. I got recruited by him. I mean, I was up there. I was in the tunnel, Miami Notre Dame, when the fight broke out. I was standing down there. Yeah. So,
Did you start it?
well, you know, I might have said something to somebody. Jimmy Johnson. Hey, nice hair, Jimmy. Well, you use a little more hairspray. But anyways, but I was down there in the tunnel when it broke out. Me and Kajana. See, Kajana's the same year as me. So everywhere I went, Kajana Carter was there because
too.
everybody, like Ohio State wanted him, Notre Dame wanted him. You know,
Joe Paul got him.
I didn't go to Penn State didn't recruit me. I saw him at Illinois on a visit in the summer. Then he never came to IU or Purdue. But he's a really good dude. but everybody wanted him. I mean, he was the dude. Kind of surprising he went to Penn State, but
Yeah.
Wait, when was Lou Holtz's last year?
96, 97, I think,
You
somewhere around
you
there.
got to play against him,
Against Lou, yeah.
against Joe Paul. I mean, you got
Joe
to see
Pa? Yeah. I
State.
played against some dudes, man. Coach
those-
Mallory was still at IU.
Who was Michigan's coach?
Hayden Fry was at
Iowa.
Hayden Fry was at Iowa. Gary Moeller, and then Gary Moeller was the first couple years, and then the old man took over.
Well, and you had a pretty decent coach your last year at Michigan
Coach
State.
Saban, yeah, he
What-
wasn't bad.
what was his name?
He's won a few national
Well,
titles.
I tell the story when we went up and watched the one game. We sat next to this lady. She's lovely as can be. Two little cute kids. We're talking to them, and she's like, "Oh, my husband used to coach at Notre Dame. Now he's Michigan State's on the board of Michigan State. What's his name?
gotta
Nick
find
Saban.
that.
Yeah, Terry,
okay.
his wife.
Yeah.
she was
She's
a
a
nice
wonderful
lady.
person.
I got to
Yes.
find this tweet. I seen
Oh, Lloyd Carr took
Carr.
over
Was that
Michigan.
Michigan? Yeah.
Hayden Fry was still at Iowa.
He still had those glasses.
Who? Hayden?
Always.
Oh, Hayden Fry?
Yeah.
Yeah, and their locker room's still pink. It was pink. The funny thing was, it's still pink. Somebody, I think Northwestern beat them. The visiting locker room is
pink.
still pink because that was Hayden Fry's deal.
Yeah.
He painted it pink just to kind of mess with you.
And didn't they not? The hot water was just barely
Yes.
warm. It was-
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
It was not good. And I played at Northwestern, the old Dyke Stadium.
Right on
That
the
was
lake.
the worst place to play. We might as well went out here on the street and played. The turf was awful. The seams would rip up. Yeah, it was with Northwestern, obviously. Now, Gary Barnett got there towards the end, into my little run in college and turned them around.
Started changing some
Yeah.
stuff.
They're pretty good. They went to the Rose Bowl since then.
Yeah, they did. Well, Fitzgerald was on those
Autry
teams.
and Fitzgerald.
Pat Fitzgerald was on those teams. He's a good coach, man. I like him.
Yeah.
I think he gets the most out of the least, and he'll sneak in there and win 9 or 10 games sometimes.
Real quietly.
At Northwestern.
Yeah, at
Now,
Northwestern.
think about that.
Oh yeah.
That's coaching, man. Hey, go to Northwestern and win 10. You're a good football coach.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I like he's loyal too because the NFL was tugging on him, and he didn't go.
He didn't go. Yeah.
No. I think he likes the college level.
Let's go through IU schedule and everybody pick what. So
Hello, Michelle.
I think they get beat at Iowa.
I give them a win.
I think they get beat at Iowa. They beat Idaho. Right?
Hold on, slow down.
Okay.
Slow down. Let Corey throw his Iowa pick.
Yeah.
Of course,
I don't know. I don't know how good they're supposed to be this year.
It's
To
at
It's
Idaho.
at Iowa.
Iowa.
I mean, that's just a tough game though because they're always good. They're always solid.
Yeah.
They play good defense.
It's not an easy place to win.
No.
First time they ever had a top 30 recruiting class. Yeah, this is the best recruiting class they've ever had.
No question.
Yeah.
And that's what Allen brings, man. He brings the energy. And here's the thing about it. I think I've said this in here before when we've talked about Coach Allen. Man, his emotion is real. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I can't. I'm old and deaf, man. That's a ring you got here. But but it's raw emotion, man.
It's not manufactured.
It isn't manufactured. Yeah, it's real, man. And that's why them players come and play for him and love to play for him. And that's a great recruiting tool.
I think they get beat by Cincinnati too.
So you got them 1 and 2 to start.
I do.
I mean, that's what I said. I mean, what do I know about football, Coriel? I mean, just
You come in here with
say
that yellow shirt on. I have to question everything.
Yeah, I know you do. Well, I mean,
Penn State is ranked 19th.
I got them winning a bye game.
Yeah.
Western Kentucky.
Yeah, so they'll win that. So I'm going to pick them to, at Penn State, though.
So you got them 2-2 after 4 games.
Yes.
I'd go with that.
Yeah.
And at Happy Valley,
I don't see them going in there winning at Happy Valley. Do you? I mean, they went to double overtime with them at home last year, and Penn State wasn't that good. And now,
I agree.
yeah, I think they lose to Penn
So
State.
they're 2-3 going into the bye,
Yeah,
and then they got Sparty.
which I think they beat Sparty.
And I don't think Sparty's going to be really that good, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And that's more coaching because I just don't agree with that hire.
So then, I think.
And then you go to the shoe. Or the shoe comes
here,
to you.
yeah.
That'll be fun that weekend around here driving.
Yes.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
That'll be a gong show.
Yeah.
Nah, it's going to be horrible for us.
So get out early, and get down there and get your spot.
Like at 2 a.m.
So I think ticket prices the bottom will fall out because everybody thinks that's going to be the game of the year. but IU's going to be 3-3, and so it's just going to be another game for Ohio State. So I think they lose that game too.
But what if IU's 5-1?
Yeah,
that is the game of the year.
Yeah, for sure.
That decides basically probably who wins the East.
Yeah.
To be honest with you,
Then I think they went out. I think after the Ohio State game, I think they went out.
At Michigan?
I do. I don't think Michigan's very good.
You still got hardball.
yeah. You still got the khaki man.
I got them at 11-1, so I'm just saying.
Who do you have?
11
Ohio State.
11-1.
You got them 11-1.
11-1.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Wow.
I have them 8-4.
Yeah, I can see 8-4.
I got 8-4.
Purdue's not a gimme.
Yeah, hopefully
They still
IU
play football up there?
Well, and IU always lays a turd against them. I mean that. You know what I mean?
It's always a tough game,
It's
no
a
matter
tough
what.
game, man.
Yeah.
That's a rivalry
bucket,
game.
yeah.
It's a rivalry game.
And it seems like for
Last
Purdue,
year's game was still tough, I think. wasn't
Yeah.
it?
2 years ago, Purdue put on the best show ever against Ohio State. Wasn't that 2 years ago?
Oh, they pounded him when that Trent kid.
I think so, Jerry. I think he's a senior this year.
Yes, he is a
Tyrone?
senior.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tyrone
Tracy,
Tracy. Yes,
at Iowa.
yes.
Yep. He had. I'd seen him.
11-1, 10-2 is my game. 11-1 is what I got written down, but
you were like wishful thinking.
I can see him getting beat at Penn State or at Michigan.
Yeah, I can see him getting beat at Michigan. I think 8-4 is solid.
And I think everybody in here would be elated if IU went 8-4. You know what I mean? And if you win, if you happen to beat Iowa, okay, 9-3. If you happen to beat Cincinnati, 10-2.
10-2. I mean,
yeah,
it's feasible.
Yeah.
But
But
don't get me
Cincinnati
wrong.
got coming back. They lost quite a bit.
I can.
Let's pull that up.
Dean can tell you here.
I mean, look, they could easily be 4-0 after their first four.
Yeah.
Going into
it
Happy
is,
Valley.
it is at IU.
But who's coaching Cincinnati now?
Luke
Luke Fickle
Rose.
played at Ohio State.
Huggy Bear?
Rose.
I thought it was Bob Huggins
He's
still.
gambling.
He said, "Screw it, I can't get in the Hall of Fame."
Tommy
in the
Tuberville.
MLB, so I'm going to become
Smacking assistant coaches.
Who is it?
Tommy Tuberville.
Yeah.
He's now a senator.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
Tuberville? No.
Oh, you're
He
just
was at Cincinnati. He was at Cincinnati.
yeah.
Yeah, and then he smacked an assistant coach who did something.
He loved that DC
Oh, it's
team. Fickle, yeah.
Yeah.
He coached at Ohio State, right? No.
Yes.
Fickle was the head coach after the senator left. Tressel left.
Tressel.
He got the job, went 6-6, and they brought in Urban Meyer.
They said you got to go. 6-6 don't get it. Yeah.
Urban.
IU doesn't beat Iowa often.
Iowa, be quiet.
Well, she's in Highway.
Yeah.
She is.
Oh yeah.
I think she's.
So
a
who's
state- I think
so at
she's
her
a
bar?
state
That's
fan.
the bar owner, correct?
Yes.
She's
So
not
at
there
your bar,
anymore, but
Michelle, who's
not
who
there
are you rooting
anymore,
for?
but yeah.
Oh, what?
She's not at the bar anymore, though, but
Oh,
she's going to root for IU.
think so?
Oh, yeah.
She's
Better.
closer to Iowa
She's
State,
close
I
to
think.
Ames, yeah.
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 And Iowa
Oh,
State
Iowa
was
State. Okay.
Yeah.
8-3 last year, and they're ranked 7th this year.
Yeah, they weren't.
I can't see IU losing to Cincinnati. Not the way they finished, not the way they played last year.
Yeah,
So slide Cincinnati. So slide a win into that column there.
I mean, I'm
And
not.
that's 9-3.
10-2 could be 10-2 is feasible.
9-3,
I'm not saying 10-2 is not feasible, Kevin.
Isn't out of the
But
question.
you know,
I'll sip the Kool-Aid.
and you know who's not bad? I'm going to tell you right now. Don't sleep on Maryland. They could
Yeah.
be pretty good this year. He had a pretty good recruiting class. Now Loxley's got the armored truck over there. He's paying everybody because that's how he is. But of course, now that really doesn't matter.
Right.
You could have an armored truck anywhere you want to go.
Go now, yeah.
Yeah, it's
What do you think about that?
You know my opinion on that.
Yeah.
I think it's bullshit.
Yeah, I do too.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
I think it just deteriorates college sports.
It makes it semi-pro now.
Well, like Nick Saban's starting quarterback's already a millionaire,
Right.
and he's not even played a game.
And he might be terrible. Yeah.
Yeah,
He might be terrible.
but he's already got enough endorsement deals and all that. He's already going to make $1 million.
Yeah.
So it's like, what in the world?
And then at some point, when do you start worrying more about your money than your
That's my
game?
point.
You know.
That's my point. It's just it's ruined the integrity of college football.
I agree.
And you know,
I mean,
of college sports, not college football, just college sports. And here's what's going to happen: you're going to have all these people who are going to start complaining. The women have already complained. Well, we got to do this to make money. We got to do this. We got to. So it's like, okay, so what? You know, we're not making enough. That's what it's going to come to.
yeah.
I'm telling you.
I feel like the women get shit on really.
Well, no, they do. I'm not saying that.
Like you can't tell me they can't peel off a couple $1 million from the boys basketball tournament that makes $10 billion and peel off a couple million to get them a weight room or the equal. You know what I mean? I mean they're like forgotten about. They're almost like second class citizens. Like when they're like, just
But look at what they did at the NCAA tournament.
yeah, they gave them
that little rack that.
Yeah.
I mean, the YMCA's got a better barbell
that was
set.
humiliating.
That was disgusting.
yeah, and Sedona.
And that guy should have been fired.
Yeah, and they
Or
said
woman, whoever did
they
it.
said, well, it's not because of money, it's because of space. And she said, oh, here's the weight room, and she took her camera and went.
Empty a massive room.
And then what? 2 days later, they had the same as the boys in there.
Which they should.
That's it, but that's just dumb on those people's part.
Yes.
That was stupid. What are you thinking? Who?
But I mean-
why would you walk up here and say, "Hold on, this can't be good"?
But look, though,
Indianapolis knows how to run events like that better than anywhere in the world, probably.
Yeah, but it wasn't on Indianapolis.
No.
It's on the NCAA.
But someone down there in Houston, or what was it,
was in San Antonio.
should have said, hey, we need to make this right. Because up here, I guarantee you, somebody said, hey, we're going to make this right.
Yeah.
I'd be down with the
I
Final
agree.
Four being in Indianapolis every year. I mean, I'm kind of biased.
Here's the thing: just have the whole NCAA tournament in Indiana.
I'm telling you.
that ran great.
I think these teams need to come back.
It's great.
They need to do it one time after COVID and let the same gyms have the games. Teams
So you've got all the facilities there.
but let the people come to the games.
Oh, yeah.
And let them experience Assembly Hall.
No, I
loud as
agree.
can be, and
I
Mackey
agree.
and the
But that
Coliseum.
was awesome.
Yeah, because
Hinkle.
Samson would have got booed at.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he would have got booed out of the place. Yeah.
That'd have been awesome.
Yeah.
I think, I'd do it next year when you can have full capacities and stuff.
Yeah.
But that ran off so well.
It
for the
really
men's
did.
Tournament.
It
It's
really
done
did.
really well.
Unbelievably smooth.
Yes.
Well, and I thought it was a mistake having games at IU because of all the construction here, but I didn't think about they just gave them a police escort and said,
all the way through.
everybody get out of the way.
All
They
the
were
way
coming
through.
through,
I'd be
yeah.
coming home from class or school, and there they come up.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
So let's look at Notre Dame's schedule. So
Champs.
they open with Florida State. I mean, there's some really good opening weekend. I mean, now they play on Sunday. They play on the 5th at 7:30.
It's the 4th, the Saturday, or is that
4th
Friday
is the
game?
Saturday.
Okay,
Yeah.
So Notre Dame plays Sunday?
Yeah,
Sunday,
everybody
yeah.
does open that Labor Day weekend.
Yeah.
That's a Sunday night game, isn't it?
Yeah, Sunday night game. So that'll be pretty cool. At Florida State. Yeah.
Now,
Wow.
Oh,
Florida State's not going to.
Is that Notre Dame's only road game of the
I
year?
bet that'll be a big Bobby
Oh, at Wisconsin.
for that game. It's their first game of the year.
That's a good call. Did you hear what Corey just said?
I bet they'll be fired up. They'll have
Florida
Bowden
State.
tribute because
It'll
he
be
just
a
passed
Good
away.
point.
Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah. So now I'm not being a Notre Dame apologist, but I think this is funny. So I think it's interesting. So they play Wisconsin at Soldier Field.
Oh,
Wisconsin is coming off of a bye week when they play Notre Dame. They play Cincinnati. Cincinnati's coming off of a bye week when they play Notre Dame.
Mm-hmm.
They play Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech's coming off of a bye week when they play Notre.
Wow.
They play North Carolina. North Carolina's coming off the bye week when they play Notre Dame. And
That's
Virginia,
insane.
why are they playing
Virginia.
USC so early?
because
It's
USC
here.
can't play in the cold.
Yeah.
If you ever notice,
Yeah.
when it's at Notre Dame, it's in October.
Yeah.
When it's in LA,
It's at
it's
the
in
end
the
of the
end of the year.
It's at the end of the year.
And
Because-
that's the only reason they keep that
Sissy.
That's
thing
a good
alive.
Big
point.
sissies.
Yep.
Yeah, Notre Dame.
That's a good point.
Yeah,
Yeah, they-
USC won't come when it's
Yeah, they
cold.
won't come. They'll cancel the schedule if they move it back.
Yeah. So Notre Dame, I think Notre Dame's going to struggle this year. They start out number 9 in the country, but like I said, they have all those people coming off of bye weeks.
Yeah.
They play Navy. There's a stat and I wish I could find it, but there's a stat that the teams that play Navy lose the game after the Navy game.
Stanford.
Yeah, it's like 40. They have like a 40% winning percentage. Navy opponents the week after they play Navy, and so Notre Dame will be coming off of like Cincinnati, Virginia Tech, North Carolina, all those bye teams, and then they play Navy. So I just think they have a hard schedule. They play Wisconsin's ranked, Cincinnati's ranked.
That's a hard.
USC's.
That's a hard schedule.
Yeah.
I mean, they open up with Florida State.
Yeah.
I mean, Purdue will be a tough game, I think. Wisconsin, obviously. Cincinnati will be a good
That's
game.
a new one this year. Isn't
Virginia
it?
Tech at Virginia Tech. That's a tough place to play.
Yeah, it's a tough place to play in Blacksburg.
Blacksburg.
And
SC
Ian
will be
Book starting
athletic.
for his 20th year.
Who?
Ian Book, because he's starting
Yeah.
to be
Yeah. He's a 20-year senior.
So
eighth year
is the
senior.
Wisconsin QB
Yes, he got
starting for Notre Dame?
Yeah, they
so then
announced
they're
him.
playing Wisconsin.
Yeah, and that's at Soldier Field. Did you know that? So
That's the Shamrock Series, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's basically a home
So
game for
the
Notre Dame because
cool
that's where all the
uniforms. Well, you know your way around up there, honey.
yeah
Just go to that game.
that'd be
Jimmy's
fun.
up there right now.
That'd be fun to go to that.
Well, you know.
Well, what you got record-wise, Bob? Notre Dame.
So I think
Well,
they win.
I think that's a
Win.
I think they
lot
start
tougher
3-0.
than I
I think
used
they
to.
start 3-0. Wisconsin's just a physical football team. I think they beat Wisconsin 4-0,
Yeah.
5-0.
I only see one loss, maybe two.
Might stub their toe at Virginia Tech. That's a tough place to play.
I like your wishful thinking with IU and Notre Dame.
Normally I do this with Notre Dame every year, but not
Notre
IU.
Dame, Virginia, Georgia Tech. I mean, I'm seeing 10 wins.
Can you see him running the table?
No. They stubbed their toe at Virginia Tech.
Really?
I think they get full of themselves 3-0. I think Wisconsin could beat them. Virginia
I
Tech
would
could
say a
beat them.
USC or a Stanford.
North Carolina, hey, Mac Brown's at North Carolina.
Yeah.
Don't overlook
We
North
beat 'em
Carolina.
last
They
year.
could be tough.
We beat them last year.
Yeah, that was a good game, though.
It was.
I think Notre Dame will be the better team in every game, but there's so much stuff that stacks up
Then you
against
got to
them.
travel to Stanford at the end of the season.
That's what I'm
That's a
saying.
tough game.
That'd be the two games I would look at. Stanford and USC out west. Any USC's coming here, but they always have trouble like that running the table. It always comes down
Navy
to a
runs the
Pac-10
option.
team.
Yeah, and they struggle with that.
That's a tough when you don't see the option and stuff. But I mean, 10 and what do they play? 13 or 12? 12. So 10-2. I think the teams with the best chance, in my opinion, is Wisconsin and Virginia Tech to beat them.
Well,
Maybe Cincinnati. Maybe.
they always struggle with them teams, though. And
But Notre Dame's been known to lay an egg, man.
I know they do. I mean, look
When they're
at
in there,
I think
Dean, and Jeff went to watch Virginia Tech.
I think
won the last
year's
the last
win
few minutes
over
of the game.
Clemson in the regular season. Now, mind you, it wasn't with
Trevor Lawrence didn't
the
play.
greatest quarterback in the history of the game. But
What?
I mean, that's the way they tout this kid.
Well, he's really good. But
He's really good, but come on.
but here's the
so
thing
was the
though.
dude at Notre
The
Dame.
backup threw for almost
Yeah.
five.
Yeah, I
The
was gonna
backup
say.
threw for almost 500 yards.
I know. That's what I'm getting
So
to.
maybe it's Notre Dame's not very good defense.
No, but there's some weapons.
Then when Trevor Lawrence played, Notre Dame got waxed.
No, I mean it wasn't. It was waxed, but it wasn't anything he did.
It was waxed.
It wasn't anything he did.
He still played. I mean, he still played, right?
It wasn't anything he did.
It was still
It wasn't like he threw 700 yards and 7 touchdowns. That kid outplayed him. If you compare the two games, he did.
Oh, the backup?
Yeah,
Well, the backup outplayed him.
yeah.
Yeah.
EA Sports.
Oh, EA Sports, you got to answer Gearholt's question. Yes. Well, EA Sports has always used NCAA players. They just can now pay them.
Yeah.
I mean, Bill Walsh College Football was that. I mean, back in the day in the 90s, that was.
Well, Notre Dame
Sports.
Notre Dame told EA Sports you can't use Notre Dame's likeness unless you're going to pay us. Like,
Yeah.
and I agree with that.
Yeah.
Like you can't put gold helmets on and say, "Oh, this is a team from South Bend."
Yeah.
And
Well, they always had College Station and East
Oh,
Lansing.
they had it everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. But EA Sports has always used.
So, is your likeness on a video game?
Yes.
What's your ranking as a lineman?
I don't know.
We got to look that
I think
up
it was
because we're going
I
to
think
get
I
you
was
a shirt.
on like the 92.
We're going to get you a shirt.
When did Bill Walsh College Football come out? 93, 94?
What kind of system we got to play to get that?
That was the Sega Genesis. Remember that? Remember the old Sega Genesis?
Sega Genesis.
Remember it plugged in the top?
Yes.
We wore that out. Because Tecmo, that was like Sega Genesis was the next thing after Nintendo.
Yeah, it was a game.
It was. Bill Walsh College Football. You could play with the 78 Alabama Crimson Tide.
yeah.
You got to get you a shirt with your number that they gave you the level. It was like
Great.
66
I can't remember what it was.
or whatever.
Yeah, I was on there. I was on there a couple years.
Dude, we got.
Do I get royalties for that? I mean, if I wanted to sue,
I'd be demanding.
I mean,
royalties.
honestly,
Come
what's
on.
going on here?
Come on.
You're not getting anything from the DBA, so
Well, yeah, well,
Claiming
I mean,
that I'm a
I was
94.
banned, though.
I'm not.
That was a band. Lifetime
That's
ban.
what I'd complain about.
My rating needs to be higher.
Right. I was at
My rating?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember that. Yeah, but we were. Scotty
we gotta
Green
get
was on there.
shit.
There was
Scotty Green.
We were all on there.
Mushin Muhammad.
Banks. Tony Banks.
Yep.
Jimmy Miller was on there.
Who was the other wideout you had?
Derek Mason.
All right, we got
Baltimore.
we got to send Billy on a mission to
find
Goodwill
one.
store.
Oh, he'll
We
find
need
one.
to find
He's
the
probably got one.
Pegasus and get
Bill,
that game.
I think it was Bill Walsh College Football in
We're gonna play it
1994.
right here on this big screen.
Dude, we had massive tournaments in college. It was it was great.
We got to see that level. What the lineman
I
level
was
was.
probably
They
about an
gave.
80, I think, 75, 80. I don't think I was. I don't think
we
I was
got to call
great.
somebody and get that rating up.
Yeah.
We could. Oh, you could find somebody who's got one of those somewhere.
Scored a touchdown, Dagnabbit. I mean,
Hey,
You started
all I can say is
started a
this.
fight at
All I can say is this. I'm 1 for 1 with one touchdown.
with one touchdown.
Hey, I might have the greatest stats of all time.
Good hands for a lineman. Yeah.
It's like when Rizzo played leadoff. I think he was 3 for 4.
Yeah.
And he said greatest leadoff.
750.
Yeah.
He hit 750 as leadoff.
And I think he had a stolen base too.
I think he pitched too and come in and did a wild run. He goes best ERA.
I mean, so nobody can ever say it. Now, like I've always said, though, I caught it. Now, if I'd have dropped it,
You'd have never heard the end of it.
no, it'd have been
on the blooper reel on YouTube.
Catch it.
How did
Probably
you
have Billy in that chair tonight if you'd have dropped it. I'm just throwing that out there.
Billy would be limping in here.
Yeah, Billy on his crutches.
So how did you get him to call the play?
I didn't. We ran it. That was my red shirt sophomore year. How it started was my red shirt freshman year. Brett Lorius got his. We were playing Notre Dame at East Lansing, and the right guard. I was playing right tackle, and he got his knee torn up. So I got moved to right guard that season. Well, there's kind of an old rule back then when Brett rehabbed and all that, so you didn't lose your starting spot because of injury, you know. So the next year, he came back. He started at right guard. So I was kind of the sixth guy early on in the year, and I played in all the games that year and all that. But Coach Perlis was like, and it was so funny because he goes, "Hey, Denton, did you play basketball? You catch the goddamn ball." He goes, "We're going to put you," yeah, it's George. He goes, "We're going to put you at goal line short yardage tight end, Denton." I said, "Okay, Coach. No problem, GP." So he puts me in there, and they throw me this little waggle pass, the pass I caught in practice all the time. On the goal line there. I never dropped it. Whole season. So you never think in a game they're going to call this play.
Sure.
So Miller comes in the huddle. And this is back when you signaled your plays in. You know, you signaled them in, and we're in the huddle, and he calls the play.
Well, who's the QB?
Jimmy Miller.
Jim Miller.
Jimmy Miller. He's played for the Bears.
Yeah, but so he was
Steelers,
Banks came in.
49ers maybe.
Banks was
Junior
after
year.
Jimmy.
Your junior year.
My junior year, yeah. Tony was a JC guy. He was a junior college guy. So anyway, Miller gets in the huddle, and he calls the play. I can still remember the play. It was lead 32, waggle left is what they call it. We faked ISO to the right, and he booted out, and I just waddled out in the flat.
So you like fake block, like you just
I just stepped down to fake like I was cutting off, and then I just
peeled off.
Yeah, peeled off.
Wide open.
But when he got the call, the funniest thing was, though, is when he got the call, I looked at him in the huddle, and I go, "Hey, Jimmy," I go, "did you get that signal wrong?" He looks at me and goes, "Just catch the ball, fat ass." Because, hey, game's on ABC, right? I mean, seriously.
Yeah.
It was on ABC. It was a national against Penn State.
Yeah.
And that was the year we was up 37. That put us up 37-17. Yeah, and we lost the game by 1 point.
Thanks for the confident boost there. Not like
he laid it. Hey, Jimmy threw a really good ball.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was like
I was going to say, how slow motion was that?
It was like it was. You're running, and here comes the ball, and it's like, is it ever going to get here? And the whole time you're going, just don't drop it.
You're right.
You're like, what was it? Like Jake Taylor when he goes, "Don't pop the damn ball." Don't. He throws it out to the center field.
Yeah.
Or don't throw it to stone hands.
Yeah. So,
but anyways,
what'd you do? Did you spike it? Did you throw it up? Did you?
Well, I turned around, and by the time I turned around and looked, the whole offensive line, dude, just clapped.
Yeah.
They all pile on me. So I'm in the back of the end zone and that, and I said, and they're all hit me on the helmet and stuff and all that, and I go, "Get the fuck off of me, I can't breathe." So they got up off of me, but I gave the ball to my dad. They kept it and gave the ball to Dad.
awesome.
I still got the ball.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Did you get a game ball for when you started a fight at Michigan along their sidelines? Because I was watching that one on TV Live, too.
I didn't get a game ball for that.
Remember that?
I got a dead ball, 15-yard penalty for that.
Yeah, dude, he got the flag.
It's right in front of the bench.
Slap that guy right in the face.
Right. Right in front of their bench. I'm like, "Bob,
That was, hey, hold on. That was not smart because, hold on.
Weren't you guys driving the lead?
No, it was 4th and a 10, and Derek Mason runs an 11-yard out, catches it for a first down, and I was running over, and I mean, it was right at the sticks.
Yeah.
I mean, so they measured it, and this little dude, nose guard, that was up in my grill talking smack. But it happened, so I just popped him in the face mask, and the flag goes up in the air.
Yeah.
Coach Saban wasn't real happy with that move.
Yeah, right in front of the Michigan bench.
But we drove down and beat him.
That was Saban.
Yeah, Coach Saban, my last year.
Bob
And
quietly says he wasn't real happy with that.
he wasn't real happy with that. But we won the game, so it kind of made it. But in the locker room after the game, he goes, of course, he came up to me, and we're all happy because we won the game, but he looked at me and he goes, "What the fuck were you thinking when you slapped that guy? What was you thinking?"
Yeah.
And so but that's him though.
Yeah.
In the middle of a joyous moment, he's still coaching.
Still coaching, thinking, don't do that anymore.
That's
Yeah.
what he's. I mean, that's what he's.
It's
great
worked
at.
out pretty well for him.
Yeah, he's not too bad.
Yeah.
He's
I was trying to find.
Did you see that top 10 ranking? Did you ever see that on Facebook? Somebody posted something on Facebook about the top 10 college football rankings. They had Alabama's junior league team at number 10.
Oh, yeah.
They're Alabama's practice squad like number 6. Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah,
That ain't far off.
true.
I seen a tweet or something. I was trying to find it. Of somebody put his college career. It was like, ain't too shabby. It was like 650 something to 50 losses, 7 national
Oh,
titles.
dude, he's unreal.
Yeah.
It's like, Jesus.
He
when you
doesn't-
see that-
Is he number one?
I think he's got
No question.
gotta be.
He's not going to be number 1 probably in all-time wins. I mean, that's going to be hard to beat.
I mean, when you say
7
greatest college
But 7 national titles.
7 national titles.
speaks
It's
for
like
itself.
as
And
much as
probably-
we
no
hate
question.
Brady. I mean, you got to think.
And probably
question.
2 or
No,
3
I'm not.
more coming, wouldn't you think?
I would say he's going to coach till he dies.
Well, hey, they're
honestly,
ranked
he's going to
number-
coach till he dies. He's only
Somewhere.
66,
Yeah.
67. So what I'm saying is he's going to get 10 probably. I'd say he'll probably get out with 10.
Hell, he looks like he's 40. I mean,
Yeah, takes great care of himself. He is. No,
But I
he's-
mean, every team is trying to do what he does.
and Dabo Sweeney's gotten there.
You recruit the best kids you can at 4 or 5 stars. Mm-hmm. Hopefully more 5 stars than 4 stars. And you mesh that into a unit and you play and you go out
The
and win.
biggest thing he does is he holds them accountable, Kevin. 100%.
Don't all coaches do that though?
No, not all coaches. No, not at that level. No, he don't care if you're a 1-star or a 5-star. He'll
I've
chew your
seen
butt
it.
out the
I've
same.
I've seen
treat
it,
you
yeah.
the same. Is my point. That's what I'm trying to say. That's what separates him from the other guys in college football. Is I don't think those guys hold him accountable.
But I mean, we're talking about the greatest college football. You're putting him ahead of Bear. You're
Yes.
putting ahead of him in front of everybody.
Yes,
Who else is there? I mean,
there's nobody else.
You're gonna go Lou.
Lou Holtz. He won what one?
No, hold on. Why are you going to go Lou
I'm
Holtz?
just-
What's
I'm
so great about Lou
I'm
Holtz?
just throwing names.
Hey,
out
I
there,
like
though.
Lou Holtz. Don't get me wrong. Great speaker, great
Okay,
motivator.
so-
But you ever notice when Lou Holtz left everywhere, they always had the NCAA come in and
Sanctions.
investigate.
Yeah.
Lou knew the wolves were at the door, and he got the hell out of Dodge all the time.
Yeah.
That's not what I heard on why he left.
No, he at Arkansas. When he's at Arkansas, guess what?
Maybe at Arkansas.
He
But-
left Minnesota. NCAA investigations, allegations. Notre Dame. At the end of Notre Dame, it was NCAA
But
investigations.
leaving Notre
allegations.
Dame, he was 1 win away from tying Rockney, and they weren't going to have none of that. They said out. That's the rumor up there.
But he ran his course.
But
they
okay,
were,
who's
they were 6-4 and 1.
Who's the 3rd best coach ever then?
Bobby Bowden.
Okay,
Bobby
that's
Bowden,
fine.
Urban
Bobby
Meyer.
Bowden.
How many?
Hold on. To get this, though, Bobby Bowden. Now, think about this. Back when Miami was really good, Notre Dame was really good. Bobby Bowden finished in the top 5 in the country 15 years in a row.
I'd throw.
When Nebraska, Oklahoma's, 15 years in a row, Florida State was in the top 5 in the country. Dude, that's
incredible.
And how many wide rights? 3 wide rights?
Oh, yeah.
Bobby
Yeah.
Bowden could have 5 or 6 national titles if he could have a
You got to look at someone like Howard Schnellenberger, who started it in Miami, Florida.
Oh, no, I agree.
And then Jimmy Johnson,
came in
and
and won a
then
national title.
Erickson
But remember,
took it in
Dennis
a-
Erickson won too.
Erickson come in after that.
Yeah.
We talked about last week with Kitchell. If Coach Knight gets the ball to bounce his way a couple times, he's got 6 or 7.
Easy.
Probably.
Yeah.
Easy.
I mean, 75, he still says was the best team ever. 76, he wins it. 81, they win it. Kitchell said 80, they
If
could
Turner
have
comes back, they come back. They
Yeah.
win.
And then
Well, 82, Turner would have been back.
Yeah.
That's when he heard they
And
probably could've
Kitchell
won.
and Whitman would have been back also.
And then 83, they were ranked number 1 in the country at the beginning of the year, and they both got hurt and fizzled at the end. But that year,
84, they went to the Final 8.
yes,
Then they beat Jordan and them in 84.
and then 87, they win it. 92 and 93, they were the best team in the country for 2 years in a
Pretty
row and
much.
didn't win either one. Yeah. So I mean, right there's 10
But that just goes to show people how hard it is to win championships.
That's why that's why I think it's funny when people make fun of IU and they say, "Oh, dusty old banners are holding." Yes, because people that have won a national championship understand how hard it is. People that have never won one don't understand how hard it is.
Well,
to
even
win
the
one.
blue blood. Hold on, even the people they said that were blue bloods at one time. Like when Dean Smith was there, he went to a lot of Final Fours, but Dean Smith only won a couple national titles.
Right.
And Carolina themselves had only won 3.
Look at
Kansas had only won 3. I mean,
look at Krzyzewski. I mean, I know it's Krzyzewski, but I don't like him.
the nose man.
Yeah, but look at all the talent he's had. I mean, I know he's won 5. What?
He's won 5, but probably should win 10.
10, yeah. I mean, look
He's
how many
had some
times.
dudes.
Yes. I mean, he's been to 15 Final Fours?
Yes.
15, 16, and he's got 5. And don't get me wrong, I'd love for Woody to go to 15 Final Fours and win 5 national championships.
Yeah, we wouldn't blame.
Yeah, and be yeah.
He's not good.
You got, but back to the football thing. You got to go Schembechler at somewhere point in time in there.
I don't go Bo Schembechler. I think Bo Schembechler was. Hold on. I think Bo Schembechler was. No, Woody Hayes is before Bo Schembechler.
Woody's. That was my next.
Woody
sentence.
won 4.
But you got to put them in there somewhere.
Urban Meyer.
But
Yeah,
Saban's
Urban Meyer.
first. Saban's first.
I hate Saban, but I don't think there's anybody.
I think
better.
Urban Meyer.
But is it a John Wooden thing?
What do you mean?
I mean,
He didn't have Sam Elliott. He recruits everybody. No, Saban goes and recruits. Dabo Swinney said when he finally got the Clemson job, because Dabo was an intern. He took over for, I think it was Tommy West that got fired, or somebody, maybe one of the Bowdens got fired.
Tommy Bowden.
Tommy Bowden got
so he
fired.
took over for him. Hold on, Dabo was just the interim head coach, and he got the job. And he said when Saban got in the SEC, you had to recruit. He goes to be where he was at. He said he was out recruiting everybody. That's what he does.
And after you win a couple, see that.
What's Tom Allen doing right now?
Yeah,
He's recruiting.
He's beating everybody in recruiting.
Yes. And he has ties to Florida because he was at Central Florida.
Yeah.
I mean,
Don't get me wrong. Nick Saban met his wife, met his kids. You don't win national championships on a whim.
If Billy gets
But
done,
I'm just it's just hard for me to say he's the best college football coach ever.
what do you think it is?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking you, the expert. That's
I just gave you my expert opinion.
But I mean, it still doesn't sell me. I knew everything you're saying as far as he's a better recruiter.
Are you going? I mean, that's my point. Hold on. If you go, if championships won.
Well, now hold on. You got.
Hold on. The best NBA coach ever is probably Red Auerbach. He won the most championships. I mean, are we going to go on championships won? Or are we going to go on wins? How are you going to define it? That's my question.
I didn't know that about Bobby Bowden finishing top 5, 15
Think about
years.
that.
Yeah. God, man, that's incredible.
Won 2 national 15 years in a row with. This is back when Miami, Notre Dame was really, Oklahoma, Nebraska,
Penn State.
Penn State was really good. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That was your upper echelon of college football. Michigan usually was up in there, but he didn't play them a lot.
Right.
But what I'm saying
USC
is
was up in there normally.
USC was really good.
Where does Bear Bryant rank? Bear Bryant.
Oh, he's 2 or 3.
That's what I said. That's
easy.
He's the cornerstone.
See, and I think it
If you don't-
snowballs. I mean, like Bobby Bowden won 2, but if he wins 4,
If he doesn't miss 3 field goals wide right, he wins 4 or 5.
and see, and that's what I'm saying.
So he could be there.
But see, I'm saying if he wins 5, he doesn't win 5. He probably wins 9.
Yeah.
Because the same with 9.
talent's
If
gonna-
And that's back under the old.
Yeah.
They were under the BCS blanket, and then they were under the old when they voted for whatever.
And that's
but then look at Tom Osborne's run, three national titles in 4 years. Nebraska.
Nebraska,
And
yeah.
I
Big
played
red
one of
machine.
those teams when I was at Michigan State, and they were freaking good.
They were.
Tommy Frazier, Lawrence Phillips. Their defense was lights out, dude. I'm just telling you.
Is it just because they're bigger, faster, stronger? What separates good from great? Like when you walk on the field, you're pretty good.
Yeah.
Playing in the Big Ten. But what?
This is number 2 quarterback behind Ron Paulus.
Who was the guy that was supposed to win?
Behind Powis? Oh, yeah.
Tommy Rees, wasn't it?
I don't know who it was.
Tommy
I
Rees
thought it
was a
was-
sophomore in 1983, I think.
Steve Berline.
He actually won some
Steve
games
Berline
for
wasn't
him.
bad.
Yeah, he won some
Yeah.
games for him.
Him and who was another guy they had that I couldn't believe in the 80s played quarterback for him before Berline. I was with Berline down in Carolina, man. He's a good dude.
Yeah.
Really good dude.
In
Great
the
to talk
80s?
to. Berline played. There was a guy right before Berline Berline was mid 80s with Timmy
Brown.
Tim Brown. Yeah, but there was a guy right before him. I can't remember. Stasiak. Does that sound right? Or something like that? It started with an S. When Faust and them went down there and got pounded by Miami. But anyways. But what separates those teams, I mean, what separates great is just the fact that, you know, they just had it rolling, man. They
got dudes at every position.
It's just like I just said. It's a plug and play deal. They just like, I'm gonna tell you, high school. As far as high school goes, this way. For me, for high school, juniors and seniors start at the varsity level.
Yeah.
Sophomores play JV. Freshmen play freshman if you have freshman teams. That's how, if you have a good, solid program, you're going to have a successful program is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So, and you're going to sprinkle in a few dudes that are pretty good. Freshmen could get in there and play. But, you know, that's how we are right now. I mean, we got mostly all juniors and seniors playing. Hogan Denny's the exception.
Yeah.
He's the only exception. Everybody else plays JV and freshman. So, like at Nebraska, you know, they got guys that they're junior and senior dominated back then. They didn't have a lot of freshmen coming in and playing.
How do you get dudes to go to Nebraska?
He was, I don't know. Tom Osborne was a very good recruiter back then. And they were on national TV a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, back then, you got to realize, back then, being on national TV was a big thing.
Deal.
TV now, it don't matter.
Yeah.
Everybody's on TV now. You only
Central
had
Florida.
ABC.
Every game in the country's on TV.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But back then, though, when you was on NBC and the Orange Bowl,
East Coast game was Notre Dame. Central's part of it was Nebraska.
and if you were the national
USC
game,
or
and then they
UCLA.
usually had a national game. If Keith Jackson was on campus,
Ohio
you knew
State.
you were the.
It was whoever Ohio State or
You know
Michigan
what I'm
was
saying?
playing.
Yeah.
When Keith Jackson
Nelly.
came on campus, you knew you was
Yeah.
the national, the whole country saw you.
I mean, but seriously, it was either Ohio State or Michigan at some point in time during the day. Notre Dame has its own channel.
UCLA or USC.
USC, and either Texas or Nebraska.
and Nebraska, Oklahoma
Yep.
was big.
Red River Shootout.
Texas was in there.
Ooh.
Well, you had Texas, Oklahoma, Nebraska, Oklahoma.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Back then, it was those only few teams were on TV. So that's what guys see now. Hell, they're going to Appalachian State because they're on TV 9 times a year.
Central Florida is on
Central
TV.
Florida.
Is on
Speaking of Schellenberger, he was at Florida Atlantic for a little while.
Yeah.
He coached and did a pretty good job.
Yeah.
You know, he just, I mean,
I'm jokingly, but you look what that guy did. And you ever watch
Was it Louisville?
Wasn't it 30 for 30?
yeah.
What he did in Louisville and in Miami.
At Miami was unreal. He started it at
You
Miami.
want to talk about you can't look at the whole body of work and say greatest coach, but greatest coaching season
He was very good.
that year, that was incredible.
Yep.
That was incredible.
No, but that's the difference between 30 years ago to now is the exposure, right? Is the exposure.
Do you know?
Twitter, Facebook,
Yeah.
all that crap, social media.
Do you know how big Miami is? The university.
It's not very big.
Yeah, I thought it was this
It's like
giant.
Franklin
school.
College.
Yeah,
No,
tiny.
it's tiny.
It's tiny. Yeah.
Orange Bowl, baby, back in the day.
Yeah.
Coral Gables,
58
Florida.
straight.
Yeah.
Won 58 straight games.
Hey,
You think they were following all the rules?
with Howard?
No. Maybe with Howard, but Jimmy got
Jimmy?
there. He got a
No,
little
he-
loose.
He was rounding them
Then
corners, baby.
Erickson came in and got
Now,
looser.
who was after Erickson? They got busted after him.
Dennis Erickson was then they went through a few guys.
Because the next guy got
And
busted.
then, Erickson got out, and then won a couple national got out.
Didn't he go to OSU? Didn't he go to
No,
Oregon
with
State?
Oregon State.
Yeah, OSU.
But the guy that brought him back in a way was Butch Davis. When Edgerrin
yeah.
James, Coach
Yeah,
Edgerrin
yeah,
James,
yeah, yeah,
in the late 90s,
That's what I'm saying,
early 2000s. Then the guy that won the national title, Larry Coker, took over after Davis.
Yeah.
Won the national title with Ken Dorsey at quarterback. They beat Ohio. Well, they should have beat Ohio State, but Ohio State beats them.
Yeah.
But I mean, you look at, so it's, it's just like what we talk about with high school. It's the same thing. The Jimmies and Joes, man, if you got them, you got a chance.
So is Bill Belichick the greatest coach in the NFL?
Yes. In my opinion. If you look at championships won, it's hard not to say he's not.
Even though he didn't win without Brady.
I know
as soon
Brady
as when
leaves
Brady
and he's
left.
horrible.
He wasn't horrible. He was 7-9.
Well, that's.
I mean,
I mean, if you're basing championships off of both college and NFL,
He's got
Saban
6.
and Belichick. You're
got
telling me
6.
the 2 greatest coaches in the history of the game.
Yes.
And we just happen to be alive during that stretch.
Yes, I think so. I really do. Belichick actually has 9 Super Bowls. He won 3 with Bill Parcells.
Yeah.
He's got 9 total. Was a great defense. Here's my point. Bill Belichick can coach both sides of the ball.
Erickson ended up at Idaho.
He can coach defense. He can coach offense.
He broke his teeth
And
on
I know
defense,
Tom
didn't
Brady.
he? Yeah.
No, he was a defensive coordinator for Parcells for all them years. But what I'm saying is, yes, he lost Tom Brady, but I guarantee you they'll make the playoffs this year.
Well,
They'll make the playoffs.
who else in the East is going to beat them or whatever that
Nobody.
is over there?
That's they're in, that division's weak, but they'll make the playoffs this year.
Jets have already been eliminated.
Jets are eliminated.
What I do,
Miami's
Michelle?
average.
Almost eliminated.
I don't know what I done. Sorry.
What happened?
I don't know. She goes, what
I haven't
was
watched
that about?
NFL for a while, so I can't.
Jets, Jets.
Well, I mean, if you look, I mean, Bill Walsh was really good. I mean, he was good. Jimmy Johnson was really good. If Jerry Jones doesn't let his ego get in the way, they might have won 5 or 6 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, that was a big ego thing there.
Don Shula.
I mean, Chuck Noll won 4.
Shula.
Madden.
Shula was good. Madden won 1.
Papa Bear.
Madden won 1.
Dick.
Dicka won 1.
Tony Dungy. Come on.
It's just like Aaron. Hold on, I'm so tired of hearing about Aaron Rodgers. He's won 1 Super Bowl.
Yeah.
What? Who cares?
Relax.
I don't care how much money he
He
makes.
can throw a football. Though.
Yeah, but who?
He got a
Who
rocket
me?
arm.
And he makes commercials.
And he makes good
Yeah, but the guy,
commercials.
hold on. I think I said this in here. Hold on. If I was the Colts last year, I'd have picked up the phone. Tom, come to Indianapolis. $40 million. They had the money.
Yeah.
Brady?
One time.
Well, there was rumor.
Brady?
There was rumor.
Yes.
There was big time Colts fans. It was like, no.
It doesn't matter.
I know, but that would have. There was a lot of
Do
rumors.
you take a Super Bowl? Who cares? Eat your pride, bro. You had Phillip Rivers who couldn't throw a 15-yard out route. Yeah.
Those are like,
Yeah. Shot put it.
go long.
Brady's going and throwing the Super Bowl trophy in the Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
I would think I would take it in the White River.
It's like
Wouldn't
having,
you?
Yeah.
it's like
I mean,
having-
honestly.
It's like having Drago
Brady-
come teach
Brady-
you
It doesn't
boxing-
matter.
boxing ring.
Brady's
It doesn't matter. You win a championship,
Yeah, good one.
you would be say if you won a championship, you'd have a Tom Brady jersey.
No,
Yes, you would.
I would not.
Everybody in the city of Indianapolis would have
I
one.
would not.
Yes, they would.
Everybody would
I
have
rooted for
loved him.
Hell
Urlacher.
yeah, they
Hey,
would've.
I rooted for Urlacher and the Bears, baby,
Okay.
in the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Actually, Hester, but you know.
Yeah, I won money on Hester returning that $20.
You can't. No, that'd be like Peyton. Peyton would have never gone to the Patriots, and Brady would never have gone to the Colts.
Sure, Peyton would have for $40 million for 1 year. I bet you Peyton would have won if he was sitting on the couch and somebody called him and said, "Hey, Peyton, come to New England for $40 million." That might not have. But that's my. But what I'm saying is now this year with Eason and Olinger look good, or the guy from Texas, they look pretty good.
Erlinger or something like
Yeah,
that.
go with him. Ellinger. Sam Ellinger. So go with them, right? Because they're all whining and crying.
Brady's wife wanted to be warm.
Yeah.
Giselle gets what she
Hey,
wants.
that's all right.
Yeah.
That's okay. But I would still pick the phone up if I was Scott Ballard, and I'd have been like, "Hey, Tom,
Yeah.
come to Indy 1 year, $40 million. They were $90 million under the cap. You
It's
got the
like-
money,
It's like
but
everybody.
you gave Bumzilla, Phillip Rivers. Hold on, he's an okay quarterback. $25 million. I think for 15 more,
Bumzilla.
Bumzilla.
Yeah.
That's what he was. They gave him $25 million.
It's like everyone said
about
with
that.
Brad Stevens. At least make the phone call. At least make him tell you no.
For a 7 seed, hold on, for a 7 seed in the playoffs last year, you didn't get Phillip Rivers to be a 7 seed.
Yeah.
And then you go to Buffalo and don't take your field goal and go for 2 and bad coaching.
Yeah.
They should have beat the Bills. They should have.
Yeah.
But they didn't. That's my point. And these guys get extensions.
Yeah.
They just gave them 5 more years. And I'm like, man,
You know.
is Irsay just totally out of his world?
You know what Vince told us? He was coaching a game in the first game of the playoffs, the sectionals, and he said it was a pouring down rain, mud fest, sloppy, and they were able to get a turnover, and they got short field, and they punched it in. They go up 7-0, and he said they were just playing safe the whole, just 3 and out, punt it, 3 and out, punt it. And he said the offensive coordinator sitting up in the booth said, "Hey, their safeties are all sucking up." He's like, "You can just fake it and throw it over the top or whatever." And he said, "I went ahead and did it." He said, "I should be fired for it." But slipped out of the quarterback's hand, didn't get there. No, the guy intercepted it. Pick six. They take it back. They go for 2, get the 2,
Beat you 8-7
on an intercepted pass and a driving. He said I should have been fired for it. And we were talking about.
But you're the head coach.
Yeah,
you make that final decision.
And that's what he was saying. He was saying that he was taking the whole thing, but he said his point was. Yeah, you out coach yourself. You overthink. You get. You know what I mean. And he was like, just take the.
I mean, the reason why I said that about the Colts is when you're on the road in football,
take your points. Yeah.
They went for it on 4th down when they should have took a field goal.
Yeah.
You lost by a field goal. Now they're obviously the little guy with the glasses missed one.
Yeah,
he did miss
Rodrigo.
But hold on. If you kick the field goal and you kick the extra point, you win the game 28-27 possibly.
Yeah.
It's 4 points you give away on the road.
It's like
I mean, that was bad coaching. And I know everybody's like, oh, Frank Reich, he wheels and deals. Yeah, but in that situation, when you're the 7th seed on the road, take your points and go.
Yeah. Because the thing is, it's only good if it works out for you. You know what I mean? If you take those chances.
That riverboat gambler mentality sometimes will get you in trouble.
I mean, Brett Favre, he threw a lot of touchdowns, but he also threw a lot of interceptions.
There's a guy, Brett Favre, won 1 Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But he's supposedly in the upper echelon, and he probably is, but he won 1 Super Bowl. That's how hard it is to win. Aaron Rodgers is 1-5 in NFC Championship games. 1-5.
Yeah.
That's 5.
And lost 3 of them. Lost 3 of them at Lambeau Field, supposedly the best home field in the NFL.
That's 5 NFC championships.
But he lost them.
But he's there.
But he lost them.
How many other NFL quarterbacks have 5 NFC championships?
Probably Peyton.
Playing right now.
Peyton's got a few. Not playing right now. Russell Wilson, maybe 2 or 3. And I get sick of hearing about him. Russell Wilson's a good quarterback.
It'll be Mahomes,
but he isn't Super Bowl.
5, 6
All right,
years
now don't scratch my eyes out. But don't you think Peyton underachieved?
Well, the problem with that is they underachieved a little bit, but you always ran into the Patriots.
Yeah.
Hence, that's why I think Bill Belichick beat Peyton Manning, one of the best quarterbacks ever.
Yeah.
And that's who he beat to get to them Super Bowls, Ben. He kept Peyton from probably winning 5.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Think about that.
Yeah, really.
And
they changed the rule after after the one where the Chuck rule where you can't get up on within 5 yards because they just basically pass interference every play.
Well, they had that roll-out offense where Marvin's going to run 15 steps and turn left, and I'm going to drop and throw to the same spot. And Belichick was like, hold them at the line of scrimmage. Throw their timing off.
Yeah.
And Manning's
he jammed him, they jammed him.
And he's there. And they're like, oh, what happened? Belichick.
Yeah.
You got Belichick.
Yeah.
But don't you think, though, that nearly every Super Bowl that Belichick won, there's some controversy behind
Either
it?
there or on the way to. There's always something.
He's had some sticky situations, but that time they beat the Colts in the AFC Championship 45-7, they could have carried toasters.
Yeah.
Toasters, they could have carried spare tires.
Yeah.
Colts couldn't stop the run.
Yeah.
Deflated football didn't matter. Who's in the hole? Nobody. There it goes again. That's what I'm saying. Deflated football. Hell, some bitch could have been
Tuck against the Raiders. The Raiders should have won that game.
That was a fumble.
Hell of a game.
Yeah.
It was a
in the
fumble.
snow, and it was a fumble.
And Vinatieri's kick was unreal in that.
Oh yeah, dude, that snow was knee deep too.
That was that was a fumble. 100%.
No, yeah, they don't win that game.
I'll agree with you on that. They don't win that one.
I never thought about that, but that's a good point. If Peyton plays with the Steelers, probably wins 8 or 10.
Probably.
See, and that's what I'm saying. The winning begets the win. Like with Knight, if Knight wins in 92, 93, okay, he won in 81. He gets good players. He wins in 87. He continues to get good players. He has the best team in the country, 92, 93. If he wins those, he keeps getting. He could have grabbed that kid by the throat, the ass, the ear, whatever. It wouldn't have mattered if he won 2 in a row. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that whole thing with Neil Reed was done out of spite.
Yeah.
Ron Felling.
Yeah.
That's all that was. Ron Felling got fired, and Ron Felling sent that video in to the ESPN.
Yeah.
That's the only reason why that happened. Coach Knight would have retired from IU.
Same with Bobby Bowden. If Bobby Bowden doesn't miss those 3 field goals, if they make those, he wins 5. Well, then he probably wins 7 or 8. Same with Peyton. If Peyton wins 3, you get free agents that come there. You know what I mean? They probably win 5 or 6.
Now think about this though. We just named. I'm going to give you a trivia question. I just popped in my head. We just named Aaron Rodgers. Brett Favre won a Super Bowl, right? Trent Dilfer's won one Super Bowl. Let me see who else we got here. Brad Johnson's won one Super Bowl from Tampa Bay. Hold on. Name me a guy won the Heisman Trophy for Stanford back in '71. Played quarterback for the Raiders. Won 2 Super Bowls.
Jim Plunkett.
Jim Plunkett.
Yeah.
Jim Plunkett's won more Super Bowls than all those guys.
Yeah.
Than Aaron Rodgers or Brett Favre.
Well,
he won
this.
2.
Great quarterback.
Think about this.
Jim Plunkett was really good. Yeah, but nobody. His name never gets mentioned in anything.
Beat Jaws and the Eagles.
Yeah.
Think about the dude from the Giants.
Eli won, and beat the Patriots both times.
Yeah. Eli's got 2.
And here's why I think Bill Belichick's the greatest coach. You realize they won 6, but they went to 10.
Yeah.
Hey, Tom Brady spent half of his career in the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Half of his career has been spent playing in the final game.
He's not doing bad off the field though either.
No, he's not. No.
Thanks to Drew Bledsoe for getting hurt then.
See, break.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
He
You
got
gotta
his
have a
shot.
break.
And
Think about that. Ben Roethlisberger.
Yeah, Roethlisberger's won 2.
Roethlisberger won 2. Ben 3.
Yeah.
for watching, you got your
Well,
Steelers fan right there.
Hey, I'm a Dan Fouts fan. He didn't win any, but I still consider him.
Hey, I still think. Hey, is that Jim Kohler?
Yeah.
I think Terry Bradshaw never gets put. He's 4-0.
Yeah.
4-0's 4-0. That's a 0 behind your name.
Yeah.
Same way with Joe Montana. And Terry Bradshaw never gets mentioned as a really great quarterback.
What about Dan Marino? Can you consider Dan Marino one of the greatest quarterbacks?
Statistically, yes. Winning wise, he won, but he never got the big one. He went there one time.
And it was his rookie year, right?
It was his rookie year, yes.
And never got back.
Never got back.
But if you were starting a football team, who's your quarterback you pick?
If I was to start a football team, it was Tom Brady. All day. All day.
Where's Joe Montana falling there?
Super Joe,
Yeah.
back up.
Yeah.
He's right
Where's
behind.
Marino falling in? And you're going to have a defense, and you're going to have an offense.
He's holding a clipboard.
Oh, boy.
But think about that.
Where the hell am I going to put him?
Yeah.
Practice squad? I mean, you only carry 2. Tom Brady and Joe Montana are pretty good.
No. I'm not disputing Joe, and I'm not disputing Tom either.
Bradshaw
Calling his
won
own
4
plays.
calling his own play.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Terry Bradshaw was a good quarterback.
As far as a pure passer, who's better than Marino?
Just slinging it?
You talk about release
Yeah.
and on a dime, and they're in a hurry. Marino was
He was really good.
insane.
No, Dan Marino was really good.
And he didn't have the weapons.
Oh, Clayton Duper.
No.
Who's that?
Those weapons.
Billy.
On
What
defense,
about Billy?
The Marx Brothers.
He's going Tim Tebow.
I'm going on defense.
He needs to go grab a ball
to
sack.
win
That's what he
games
needs to
with.
do. Billy does.
You know what I think kind of sucks?
Who'd you say?
I said they just didn't have the defenses back then for the Dolphins because they go
Here's
out.
another one for you. They beat the Bears in '85. Marino does. They get beat by the Patriots.
About your Bears.
Hold on. They beat the Bears in '85. And then they lose to the New England Patriots in the AFC Championship game that year. The Dolphins did.
Yep.
To neck brace Grogan
Steve
and
Grogan.
Tony Eason.
Tony Eason.
And Eason's boys play. That's his boy playing for the Colts, right? Yeah. So they were in the AFC Championship game that year. I think they went to the AFC
We
Championship.
wanted the Dolphins in that Super Bowl. We wanted them.
The Bears wanted them.
Oh, yes, they did.
Yeah, they did.
Wilbur was
But
like,
hold on, they did a great thing that night. The Bears got away with playing a lot of man coverage, and the Dolphins protected, and
and he zips the ball.
he got rid of the ball
1,
quick.
2, 3.
He always did got rid of the ball quick. Dan Marino's a stud, man. I mean, I'm not saying that, but if I was to start a football team, yeah, I'd go with Tom Brady. Winner's a winner, man. Everybody hates a winner.
I don't hate the guy.
Everybody hates a winner.
I still put him in Montana 1-2.
I don't like him.
I don't like him either.
I mean,
I don't hate him.
I liked him a little more this year when he won with Tampa because
No, I don't like him.
It rubbed it in Belichick's face.
the guy's 44 years old.
to just see him
43.
he was having
Won the Super Bowl.
yeah, he was having a hell of a time partying there. And I'm like,
yeah. He was drunker than 15
I like
monkeys.
that Tom.
Pitches the trophy in the bay.
He's throwing I think he's
to round this argument out
around people.
Now, Brady wins the Super Bowl away from Belichick. And you said, well, they'll be in the playoffs this year.
I think so.
But was Brady a product of the system, or was the system a product of Brady? You got to have a quarterback to run it. You can X and O all you want, but if you don't have a guy that can pull it off.
I think Brady just got out because they didn't put in. I think he just enough pieces and parts. Receiver wise, like that Edelman and Amendola weren't there, and Gronk retired. I mean, he kind of.
Then he comes back to Tampa with
too
him.
damn old.
1,900.
I think Giselle did. Or Giselle,
by the way, I took Gronk catching the first touchdown.
Did you
in the Super Bowl
on a for $925?
Oh, nice.
Me and my sister split it.
Nice.
And then we took the Bucks on the money line straight. We won about $2,000 for the Super Bowl.
Nice.
Yes. It was a good night.
I guess know why
Natalie's got a little hot hand.
Natalie,
Michelle agrees. Likes him better as a Buccaneer.
Well, everybody, hold on. All you Colts fans are going to say that.
Oh, yeah.
That's
why I don't.
Well,
like
you're not a Colts fan?
I'm never really been a Colts fan. Never really jumped in there.
You're not really a fan of like any team, really, are you?
I just love to watch the game. I don't have I'm not a dieharder. You know what I'm saying?
Fan of football.
But
yeah, exactly.
I'm talking everything though. Like you don't. I mean,
I don't have a team where I stick with.
I mean,
well, I'm at more. Yeah. Well, believe you me, I don't like wearing this shit either because it's Michigan colors. That's hard to do.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Sorry,
that's what I thought you had on when you came in.
You didn't hit the dumb button. What?
That's what I thought you had when you come in was Michigan.
So let's look at quarterback.
Where's Smith at?
Do you think Peyton Manning was the smartest quarterback ever?
Yes, I think he was.
Like you said, you play your X's and O's, but
him or Montana.
Dylan Gandy,
Austin Bears. There you go. Austin Glenn, the Bears. There you go. You got to go him or Montana probably.
So I worked at Bishop Dullahan camp in the end of June. A middle school camp for Dick Dullahan and Dylan Gandy, who played for the Colts, guard out of Texas Tech. He was working up there. His boy was in the camp. But we were talking, just to piggyback on what you just said, and he was talking about Peyton, and he was on the Super Bowl team. And he says, here I am a rookie. I'm in practice, and the wheels are spinning. I'm trying to remember protections and do certain things, And he had they call it a molly call is what they call it. It's a dual read from the guard against a 3-4 defense. You read the inside linebacker to the outside linebacker. So he says, I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden I hear Peyton go, hey, rookie, what's your call? What's your call? And he goes, I'm up there. He goes, all of a sudden there's a foot sticks right in my butt, kicks me. He goes, hey, you got a molly call right there. So Peyton Manning knew what his guard's call was supposed to be.
Oh, yeah.
See, it's just stuff like that. But yeah, so I mean, and one thing people don't know either is I went to one of their practices with the guy, Kent Wright from Lebanon, won Wish TV Channel 8 Coach of the Year or whatever, or Coach of the Week, I'm sorry. So you get to go to the Colts practice facility and watch them practice as part of the perk. So we were watching them practice. Well, we was listening to a call play. Well, Peyton back then, he had one pass play and 2 runs that he called at the line of scrimmage. That, and Tom Moore would send in this, and then it was his job to get him in the right play.
Right. They would walk to the line of scrimmage with no play, or
no. In the huddle, they would call 1 run and 2 passes,
and then they would pick when they got to the line of scrimmage,
and then walk to the line of scrimmage,
or 1 pass and 2 runs, whatever, however he did it, and he'd get up there and see the defense, and he would get him in the right play. Yeah. So he ran the show, man, and that's why I think he is probably the smartest.
Kent was his coach.
Yeah, Austin Glenn. Yeah, he was at Lebanon when I was there. Yeah, back in 06. Yes, he was.
But way too much happy feet action.
Well,
I just think it was a robotic system that they ran. That when you got Belichick,
well, he is like a robot.
Yeah.
But I always hated it that Peyton would, like you said, happy feet. I always said if I was playing the Colts, I'd take a 15-yard penalty the first play of the game, smoke him. And get his.
Well, they always struggled against Pittsburgh because Pittsburgh always made him nervous. Yeah. It seemed like because they pressured him. And what you do to great quarterbacks is you get them off their spot. Yeah. Get them off their spot.
But see, I mean, that's but what then you do. after he retires and you find out that he's got 2 discs missing out of his neck, and that's so now I get it because every time they would come out and he'd lay down, I'd be like, God damn, man, like you're a football player. And then when he retired, it's like, it's like, hey, I was 1 hit away from being paralyzed. It's like, okay, I get it. I get it.
On the game, he had happy feet because his receiver didn't run his 15 yards in turn because he's getting held up, and Manny's like, I should be already throwing the ball now. chop, 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 chop. Where's he at?
Well, every
But
route's timing.
But I mean,
It's all timing.
But
and in the NFL, you got about 2 seconds to get it out of your hand.
But New England
Or you get
stopped
bumped into
that.
by a fellow.
New England stopped that better than anybody against us.
Well, yeah,
They mugged him at the
and-
line of scrimmage.
Why nobody else did
cheated.
what they did? Maybe they had the better
Probably,
dudes.
isn't that why Andrew
Well,
Luck
they had guys. They had Rodney Harrison and Ty
Ty.
Law. It's really good.
If I was Andrew Luck,
Who was the one that they just had?
They had the big, remember Willie McGinnis? He was a big stud.
Yeah.
They had
They
Richard
had-
Seymour.
Yep.
And I mean,
Brewski.
yes, Brewski. I mean, they had good defenses.
Andrew Luck led the league in sacks taken his first 3 years, and they drafted a wide receiver, and a cornerback.
Yeah.
And Andrew Luck
Smart
said,
draft.
Andrew Luck said, "I got to go.
Yeah.
Have a nice life." Like, I don't blame him.
I don't either.
I graduated from Stanford and I made $50 million, and you want to draft wide receivers while I'm getting the hell
Well,
beat out of me?
I got a lacerated kidney.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
Deuces, bitches, I'm out.
Again, he finished that game, too.
If you
Yeah.
have that O line they have now,
Yeah, he'd be fine.
he'd still be playing.
Yeah.
I think he'd be.
The joke this summer
didn't
when
understand that at all.
when they were
That
talking
was-
about who they were going to bring in, and then the rumors were flying that they're talking to Andrew. I'm like, he ain't coming.
He ain't coming back.
Not a chance.
Well, they played him $25 million last
Yeah.
year.
when he played, yeah.
They paid that to him just for compensation, probably.
Yeah.
They ain't talking about me.
Yeah.
Ursay said, I think a lacerated spleen's worth $25 million.
Yeah. Here,
Don't
go get
sue
that-
us.
Go
Yeah.
get that lacerated kidney.
Mike
fixed.
Vrabel, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Vrabel played. That's right.
Yeah.
He might have been an alien. That's funny. Jerry Scott said Peyton might have been an alien.
Possibly.
The smartest.
Well, glad he was.
Yeah, now Vrabel, isn't that who's at Tennessee?
Tennessee's coach. Yeah.
Yeah, Mike Vrabel. Yeah, he played at Ohio State. I played
Yeah,
against
he
him in
looks like he
college.
could still play.
Vrabel.
Junior Seau too.
Junior Seau was there.
Like, damn.
Randy Moss.
Yeah.
Randy joined the Patriots.
You know where Randy Moss was supposed to go to college? The University of Notre Dame.
Notre Dame, yeah.
Yes.
Got in some trouble.
Got in some trouble. And
I
they
think
backed
he went
away
to Florida State first, got in trouble. Then he went to Notre Dame, got in trouble. Then he ended up in Marshall.
Marshall. It worked out all
Did he play
right.
with Leftwich?
No, Leftwich was after him. Chad Pennington.
Chad Pennington.
Pennington is who Randy Moss was with.
That's
Yep.
Pennington.
He was one of them.
Yes.
That's a pretty good run for Marshall, though.
Yeah.
You get
Oh, they had some
Pennington,
players, dude.
Moss, and Leftwich.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because winning begets winning.
Yeah.
That's, well, and I tell our, going back to high school, I mean, competition breeds success.
Yes.
If you got to compete for spots, it makes kids work harder.
You know
I mean, it does at any level.
do you know who Kara Lawson is?
Yes.
Have you seen the video of her? She's the Duke, the women's Duke
the
basketball coach.
yeah, she's the head coach of Duke. Yes.
Have you seen the video that it was early on in her practice. She had a meeting with him and she's talking and she says, I can make you do stuff, but I can't make you compete. I can say, Corey, get on the line and you have to run from half court down there 20 times in less than 2 minutes. And I can make you run fast, but I can't make you compete. And her whole thing, I mean, it's obviously much more and she said competing is how you get better, not running sprints fast or whatever. It's competing, and it's a really, really good.
Yeah, and it's the truth, man. It's just such the truth, and I give a ton of our success to Craig Ray's, our strength coach. Mm-hmm. We got a great strength coach, man, and Craig's into that, man. He pushes those kids and he makes them push each other, and when you get those kids pushing each other, you got it going, man.
Yeah,
you're still gonna get some kids in there that complain and whine. I mean, that's just part of coaching. Period.
How do you? So, don't you run the risk of having animosity if you and I are competing for the same position and we're competing against each other? That makes us both better. But somebody's going to get it and somebody's not going to get it.
Yeah.
How do you deal with that animosity? How do you?
Well, you have to be up front with them and tell them you got to tell them, say, hey, look, this is the position we have. Like this year for offensive line, obviously everybody's going, this is going to be Mooresville's weak point, right? And I told, hey, we got open spots here. Let's compete for these open spots. Now I had an idea who I wanted there. Don't get me wrong, but you don't hand it to them.
Right.
You make them compete for it, and you make them get after it, and you make them.
So what you're saying, your line's weak this year? We can take advantage of that.
No, they're all right.
I think Martinsville will be all right against them.
So I got IU 8-4 and Notre Dame 10-2. What are you going with? You're going with.
I'm going with big wins on all of them, 11-1,
I think
and run the table.
I Notre Dame's 10-2. I go with 8-4 IU. I think they lose at Iowa.
I do too.
I think they lose at Penn State.
I do too.
I think Ohio State beats them, and I think Michigan or Maryland beats them.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I think. Maryland's going to be pretty good this year.
What'd you go with, Corey?
I didn't write anything down. It's so hard to sit here and.
Just shoot a number out there.
I think that's going to be a tough one.
Kevin's got 12-0 for Notre Dame and 11-1 for IU.
Do you really have 12-0 for Notre Dame?
I think he's been hanging out with Randy Moss too much.
Yeah.
How do you guys feel about all the fights and these dual practices for the NFL? For example, within the first hour and a half, the Buccaneers and Titans practice over 5 fights. Is that a good thing for teams to be or bad?
You don't want to get anybody hurt in preseason.
Yeah, I think fighting in football is a bad idea because you punch a guy in the helmet. You know what I mean?
I don't know.
What do you think, Bob?
Do we know anybody's hit anybody in the face in the helmet?
What do you think?
Oh.
I just smacked him though. I didn't hit him with a fist. You don't hit him with a fist. That's
what I'm saying.
I
mean, if you come up under, I'm okay with that, or a little throat chop, but punching them in.
It's
Preseason fights, it's hot. It's everybody's fighting for a job, but still.
Oh yeah, it gets chippy, but I think it gets more chippy now just because of the
what's at stake.
The attention.
There's a lot of money involved now, man. There's a lot of money involved.
Yeah, a lot of money at
for
stake.
These cats. I mean, even the small guys, the guys under the radar are gonna make good money.
Jerry, I think they'll be better than they were last year, but I don't know. I don't know how much.
They'll be about the same.
I got IU 10-2, but that's wishful thinking.
10-2.
Because I got them winning Iowa because I just think they're going to be
hyped,
fired up, hyped, and going to go in there. But
yeah,
we all know how Iowa plays, though. So it could go in there to be a seven zip game, and that's it.
Iowa runs the ball, and
I don't know.
They play good defense.
All right, then
I'm gonna make a deal with you.
All right.
On that
October 23rd game when we both roll in there at 6-0.
Yeah.
You're buying my ticket.
That'll work. I'll do that.
Who do you got? Do you have Ohio State?
He knows exactly who I'm talking about.
You got IU winning?
No, I think IU.
I got them both 6-0 going into that game.
Yeah.
But
Ohio State and IU.
You have Ohio State.
You going to that game, the IU Ohio State game? You're going to tailgate for that game?
I don't. When is it? If it's late in the day, I can. Because I do JV on Saturdays. So if it's the late day, I will.
It'll be prime.
It depends
time.
on
It'll be a night. If it's a night,
it depends on the record. If IU's 3-3, it'll probably be a noon game. But if they're both 6-0, it'll be
a 7 o'clock, 7:30.
A noon game with me and Corey announcing it. And if not,
but that game was
you going to
crazy.
Ohio State game?
Yeah.
That
game was crazy last year at Ohio State.
Yeah.
And IU should
have beat him.
Dang, beat
right
him.
Here, we watched it right here. Yeah. Door open and all. And on the big screen, Dean was cooking on the grill.
We were cooking, weren't we? Yeah. And we were like, hey, they're...
every 5 minutes we walk back in here.
They're down 14. Hell, it's 7. They're tied. Oh, my God, they're tied the game. Why now? We're going nuts out here.
The pick 6 broke their back, man.
Yes, it did.
6.
It did. It killed them.
All right. Well, I know we didn't have... Yeah, but I think it's fun, don't you?
Well, yeah.
Talking some football for
fun
you.
Football, man.
Yeah. We didn't get to Purdue or Michigan State, but
they'll be 6-6 probably. I mean, they're probably middle of the road. I mean, Cincinnati's probably going to be 10. IU and Notre Dame's going to be their 2 big games, and they'll probably be 10-2. If they lose those 2, they'll probably win the rest.
And
honestly,
that doesn't get them in the playoff, though.
I want to say good luck to Bob tomorrow.
No.
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
It's the same with Notre Dame. If Notre Dame's 10-2, that doesn't get them in the playoff, you know.
Nah, 2 losses is tough.
Yeah.
2 losses is tough.
Might get them. Well, just depends who else loses. Yeah.
Yes.
2 losses, you're on that.
You have to have help. 1 loss, you're kind of there.
Yes.
Good luck tomorrow, Bob.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Good luck to Mooresville.
Playing at the Lucas Oil.
The Dome.
6 o'clock.
Stadium.
Yeah.
How's the field? Is it soft?
Yeah, it's nice.
Did you play at the Hoosier Dome?
I played at the Hoosier Dome when it was like playing on cement.
That's what I feel.
I heard that from somebody.
Oh, turf concrete.
And the turf monster wanted to grab your feet.
Yes. And you used to get strawberries, the big rug, the old Hoosier Dome.
This.
Yes, it's tearing skin, dude. It was not fun. Yes.
First time I fell on that
Lucas
turf.
Oil's a nice facility. It's a great facility, actually. It's
So 6.
Thank you, Michelle. Appreciate it.
6 o'clock, you said?
Yes. We play 11 at 6.
Take your hat off and flip your hair back if you're on TV. We know you're saying hi to us.
I will do that.
You still got that porch time on it?
Yes. Yes, I do.
That's a
I could never
that's
get a
good
shirt.
Good looking hat.
I got you a shirt.
Where?
I gave you one last year.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
You gave it to Jimmy Hupp.
Oh, now his
He never gave me a shirt.
His is a tiny. Yours is not going to be a tiny.
Where's mine at?
You can't even say the same shirt.
Hold on. His is not tiny. Hupp's is not tiny.
That was mine. You gave it away. That's why I got the hat.
I've got one, but it's red. You want the red one?
Yeah,
All
I'm
right.
good with that.
I'll get it.
I'll wear red.
Right on.
I don't have a problem with that. But, you know.
I got you.
I got pictures with the porch time hat on.
Yeah.
I wore it over at Danville. I wore it all season couple seasons ago.
You had it on during the game sometimes.
Yes. Yeah, I wore it during the game. Yes, I did. Hell, I'll wear it tomorrow night backwards. I'll get you some props at Lucas Oil.
Hey, Coach Gillen's a friend of the show.
He is.
Our deal still holds true. When you get a head coaching job, I want to be one of the guys that stands on the sideline with no responsibility.
When I get a head coaching job,
but I get all the gear.
And porch time on the sidelines
we'll
with the
get
camera.
Oh, we definitely
He
would.
just wants to stand there with the clipboard and act like he's doing something. And a headset.
You'd have to have the sound down.
He wants a headset and a clipboard.
Yeah.
So he looks like he's doing something.
Yeah. Who are the 74 people on the sidelines in the NFL
Well,
game?
that's how it goes. Well, Coach Gillen, man, we got 20 coaches on our staff, and our sideline's packed all the time with people. It
More
seems
coaches
like.
than
Now,
players.
tomorrow night, obviously, is going to be harder. You got to have a pass
credential,
and stuff,
yeah.
and credential and all that. But,
Yeah, but that's
but it is what it is.
So you guys
It'll be
play
fun.
Lebanon tomorrow at 6 at the
Lucas,
at
yeah,
the oil
then-
can.
Roof open, maybe?
I don't know.
Afternoon storm's been
I don't
popping
know.
up, yeah.
I don't know. I don't think they'll probably have it closed.
Yeah.
And then we play number 1 and 3A the following week, Danville, at Danville.
oh,
Really?
They're good. Yeah, they were in the state finals last year. Got beat by Chittard in the state finals.
Should have
But,
heard.
you know, yep,
89 tomorrow.
Every day.
89.
20% chance.
Yikes.
Roof
it didn't
will
pop
probably
up
close.
even in storms, though.
Close that
They'll
roof,
have the
make it
roof
about
closed.
72.
They'll have the
Yeah,
roof
close that roof and make it a
Make it
little
about
cooler in there.
65 in there.
Yeah.
Speaking of which.
It
67.
feels good in here.
Oh, put that
I'm a
fan-
polar bear.
Hey,
The fans on bake, we're good.
Helms,
Yes.
Helms would get up and be like,
Yeah.
See what Jerry said? I can be the get back guy on the side.
Yeah, there you go.
Get back.
Get back.
Get back.
Yeah,
I
no,
just
that's
wanna-
the truth, man. Every college program has a get back guy.
Yeah, you
They
see
do.
him.
Behind the
Dude-
white
dude
line.
grabbing the head
Hey,
coach
you
and-
grab the head. Yeah.
Is the Pioneer game on TV?
IHSAA's Sports Network. Yes, you can watch it on that. Stream it. Yes. I'm not sure if it's on like cable TV, but you can get it on the
On the-
computer.
you can stream it.
porch time up there yet.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
not yet.
You guys will have to
could,
got boss.
But I'm hoping to get a phone call from the guy we want to line up next. So
Yes.
I'll let you know on that.
That'd be good. That'd be
You gonna
good.
drop a hint?
Well, we've
He's a
already
hoops
had
guy.
one guy that played for him in here, so figure that out.
Yeah. A guy that played for him has already been on the show.
Obviously,
Guy that played for the Boston Celtics that played.
obviously not going to RMK.
No.
No, I wouldn't do that thing. I mean, I would love to have Coach Knight on here, but I think, I don't think he's in
Think
good
about
enough
it.
shape.
Catch him on a
Who'd
pro-
Jerry play for?
R-back.
In Martinsville.
Oh, we already knew that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but we're just
We've
teasing
already
the audience. We're
announced- we've already
teasing the
announced
audience.
that. We already
Okay.
announced
I
that.
mean, I got to get a hold of him again. I told him to call me when he can get on, so
We'll make room for him.
that'll be good.
Yeah. I think it'll be interesting.
We can squeeze him in.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
it's probably got a few stories,
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
but yeah, it's been real. It's been fun.
Good show, Dino.
Yeah.
Good show, Dino.
CB,
I
good
like
show.
it.
Hey, did the Cubs just get off a 14 game? Oh, but my
12.
bad.
It
Was
was
it
12,
12?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
My bad.
Are you wanting to fight?
12 game losing streak.
But
But they're beating the Reds.
yeah, but that was their second one, double digits this year because they had a 10
Hey, how
game
much you
win.
guys missing Joe Madden? I just want to know. You're all three Cubs fans.
I don't miss.
I don't miss
it.
Matt.
Guy wins 5 divisions, the World Series. You run him out of town. I got to end on
He'd
that.
be losing right
It's
now.
like
too.
the Reds getting rid of Dusty Baker. The guy wins 95 games a year.
Crusty.
95.
Dusty. All he did was chewing
two
It
picks.
don't matter. He
And
won
has a
95
flavor
games a
to
year.
it.
Pitchers every.
I think
Yeah.
Dusty could have coached the Cubs to World Series champs that year.
The
We
Bartman
could've.
year?
No, 16. I think Madden was a great coach.
But at that point in time,
Dusty wouldn't have got that. Madden made some great moves. He really did.
oh, he sure did, especially in that 7th inning or 6th inning.
I'm a loop.
Well, he didn't make a great move when he pulled the
Hendricks.
That wasn't smart.
And then he brought in
say that.
Lester.
But he also
He's the
made
one that broke the losing streak the other night. Hendricks got
Yeah,
a win.
yeah, that's your only chance every 5
That's
days.
your only chance every 5 games.
Hendricks, yeah, and then he's
Reds
stuck
are still in
behind an
decent
8 ball
shape.
because he's going to be like 7 and 9, and they're going to say, "Well, you had a shitty season." Well, yeah, I'm playing with I'm playing with
Double A guys.
Playing with single.
all I can say is
Torino.
that Ross isn't working out very well. I'd have probably kept Madden. That's all I'm
Yeah,
saying.
but I don't think that's Ross's fault. I mean,
think it's Ross's fault either.
I
The owners-
question that. But like he said, he thinks that Ross knew this was going to happen when he hired in.
they were in first place, went to L.A., threw a no-hitter against the Dodgers, and then lost the next 10 games in a row.
Yep.
That's not Ross's fault.
Well, he's the manager.
They were in first place by 4
Hold on.
games at that
You
point.
can't say that. He's the manager.
They were on fire.
It's like saying,
Yeah, did you
it's
see
like
that
saying,
next year?
It's like saying it's not Archie Miller's fault. I use basketballs in the tank.
But they were terrible.
You know, so are the Cubs.
They are
the
now,
manager's fault.
Terrible
but
up
they
to that point.
they were in first place at that point.
It's the Tom. What were they? 2-0.
No,
No,
they-
we're talking
it was
about-
June. It was
the beginning of the
it was June.
They
Yeah,
were
Right
on
before the
fire. They were
break.
playing great.
but
And then it went.
And what happened?
I don't know. I don't know.
Manager's fault.
I'll tell you
Didn't
this.
manage it right.
I'll tell you this though. They were getting timely hitting. Their bullpen was ridiculous. They had
Yeah, Tapera
Tapera in the 7th inning,
did have-
Chafin in the 8th inning, and
Sheriff.
Kimbrel.
Kimbrel,
Sheriff.
and yeah. So if you got to the 6th inning with the lead, the game was over. And the Cubs were. I mean, the guy might be 1 for 4 that night, but the one hit came in the 3rd inning with bases loaded.
Yeah, with 2 on,
I mean,
2 out.
they were getting
Lined up
timely
right.
hitting. They were getting every hit they need to go. And
Bullpen was number 1.
and then their bullpen was just ridiculous. And then all that shit went away. And then they traded everybody. And now you got guys.
And now it's, hey,
Yes, Archie
now
was
somebody's-
awful.
Now somebody's lost in the old style.
Yeah.
Cubs and Reds next year.
Yeah,
Field
at
of
Field of
Dreams.
Dreams, Cubs and the Reds.
So it's going to be a minor league team and the Reds playing each other at Field of Dreams.
Yeah.
Reds will have the best offense in baseball.
Hey,
heard they're bringing
Reds are hanging in there in the
They
Central
said
right now.
Cubs beat
that-
them twice in a row. They're done.
They said that the Marquee Sports Network was going to start showing AAA games. And I said, well, hell, they already are.
Yeah.
Every day at 120.
Right.
You know what I mean? They already are.
They did call
Robinson,
up that
Chirino,
one dude,
Frank
though.
Schwindel. I mean,
Hit a home run in his
Who are these
debut.
guys?
yeah,
I don't know how you say his last name.
Swindell.
No.
This guy here's dead. This
guy's dead.
Like they with long braids and
Yeah,
Hermosillo.
yeah, he hit a home run in his debut. He was supposed to be a phenom, but
Yeah. Yeah. Austin, I packed all my Cub stuff up and put it in a box and put it in the closet.
Cubs got a
That's
mascot.
one. Yeah.
Cubs got a what?
They traded everybody with the mascot.
I said they got a
Commented by Bill
mascot. Well, I didn't know they had a mascot.
good show, Dito.
Yeah, it's,
Right on.
All right, fellas.
We'll see you guys.
Peace. Love you guys.
We'll let you know
Bacon
when
grease.
the next guest is coming in. It's hard in the summertime, because everybody's busy.
Rough. Everybody's busy.
Yeah.
That big yellow jacket over there on the other side of the camera, Corey.
Oh,
Peace. See you guys.
Peace. See you.
out of here.